Hello everyone, welcome to a Divergent trip. Thank you for joining us for our evening of Dungeons and Dragons. I'm Ali and tonight I will be your Dungeon Master. We're thrilled to be streaming at twitch.tv/rolltogetherrpg. This game will run for about 3 hours with a break in the middle. For those who are new to D&D, everyone here plays a fantasy character in a fantasy universe. The 5 players each have their own unique characters with cheats that tells them who they are, what they can do, their deepest secrets, their deepest desires, and what dice to roll. They will be most rolling a 20-sided die to see if they succeed in what they're trying to do. 20 is good. 1 is hilariously bad. While the players play their characters, everything else in such universe is played by me. People, monsters, dreams, nightmares, weather, etc. Between me describing the war and the story, the players describing what they want to do, and some dice to keep things a little unpredictable, we will tell our story. Now, let me introduce my players.
Hi, I'm Nat, and I'm a security, education, and recreation reinforcement automaton. But you can call me Sarah. Kindly use she, her pronouns for both of us. Thank you. I was created by Nanny in her workshop in Baldur's Gate to be a governess and companion to her granddaughter, Madeline. She used a magically infused gem she found on her adventures as my power core, but I don't think she realized where it was from. When the gloom fell on Baldur's Gate and the shadows attacked, I held them off while my family escaped. I awoke, broken, on a scrap trading caravan heading to Arm. The silly merchants had confused me for an unusual toy and were going to sell me. The Lonely One did not approve of that, so we taught them some manners.
Hi, I'm Evie. I use she, her pronouns, and I am playing Winnow, who uses they, them pronouns. Winnow is a cursed changeling monk of the Way of Mercy. The funny thing about that curse is that, Winnow is a professional adventurer, and in their previous adventuring party prior to this campaign, something befell the entire party that may or may not have included showing mercy to the entire party. Basically, Winnow killed them and is now cursed by that. No idea why, totally undeserved. But they are now partnered up with Sarah, who is registered as their familiar, and ready for the next adventure where they will totally not fuck up again.
Hi, I'm V, and I'm playing Navri Shimmer. Both of us use she, her pronouns. Navri Shimmer is a cinnamon-haired satyr bard who paints her hooves gold and believes she's going to be the most famous bard in this world and all the others. Because of this fame that is absolutely real and not at all imagined, she's hired Garnot to be her bodyguard for protection and travels with both him and Lazar, her spiritual advisor.
Hi, I'm Josh. I use he, him pronouns, and I am playing Garnot, who also uses he, him pronouns. He is a hobgoblin psionic warrior fighter who is traveling with Navri and Lazar as part of Navri's entourage and also a bodyguard. He also wears this very large, this breastplate that is probably 2 sizes too big for him, but everybody uses it as storage, and inside he has a little grey rat friend called Roger, who is his companion and helps with various things like feeding him potions and doing the ironing, apparently.
Hi, I'm Nathan Lurs. I use he, him pronouns. I play Lazar Lachance, a Harengan light domain cleric who also uses he, him pronouns. His day job is official astral guru to the one and only Navri Shimmer, ensuring that her chakras are properly aligned and her actions are in accord with the will of the heavenly bodies. But his service to the Prince of Stars has unveiled many a hidden truth about the universe and the things that reside in the dark space between the stars.
Thank you, Ware. Those are my players. I'm so excited to play. But first, there is a word from our sponsors.
We are delighted to be sponsored by HeroForge. HeroForge offers fully customizable tabletop minis with dozens of fantasy species and thousands of parts to choose from. You can see all of the minis that we designed for this stream in the overlay, and they animate when we enter the combat, so look out for that. HeroForge are fantastic, so do check out the Pro membership where you can get premium access to features ahead of time, beta access to things, and all sorts of cool stuff that just makes your life a lot easier. And you can check them out at heroforge.com.
We are delighted to be sponsored by Ultra Pro. They make accessories for D&D, Magic the Gathering, and more. My favourite part of the collection are their figurines of adorable power. Here is their Gazer. They also make other things such as deck boxes if you play Magic the Gathering. You can find all of Ultra Pro stuff at ultrapro.com.
Hey friends, check out our new sponsor, Phoenix Dice, for a carefully curated menagerie of click-clack math rocks for your delectation. Check out their entire selection at phoenixdice.com, and just so you know, Phoenix Dice are all about living gloriously in the worlds of tabletop games and sustainably in this one, which means their dice are working to be recycled, their packaging is recycled, the dice are made of sustainable materials. It's all great stuff. You should definitely get involved. You can also join us today in chat with a chance to be in a raffle and win some Phoenix Dice of your own. Just put !dice into chat and you'll be in with a chance to win.
We are proud to be sponsored by Alchemy RPG. Reimagine your gaming experience with Alchemy. They're focused on creating immersive cinematic experiences everywhere you interact with tabletop role-playing games. Playing a game, creating a world, streaming, watching live games, discovering new content. Look at all the cool stuff that they are doing there. You can use environmental motion art, scene-based music, seamless character management to run your games over the internet, with upcoming features including homebrew content, streaming overlays, and spectator mode. So go and check out alchemyrpg.com.
We're delighted to be supported by Idle Champions of the Forgotten Realms, a Dungeons & Dragons strategy video game that brings together D&D characters from novels, adventures, and multiple live streams into a single grand adventure. Select your heroes and formation and battle through waves of monsters for free on PC, phone, PlayStation, Xbox, and Nintendo Switch. You can pop exclamation code into chat for a free Electrum chest.
We're delighted to be supported by Neverwinter. In Neverwinter, explore and defend one of the most beautiful cities from Dungeons & Dragons' Forgotten Realms campaign setting as it rises from the ashes of destruction. Epic stories, action combat, and classic role-playing await those heroes courageous enough to enter the fantastic world of Neverwinter. Neverwinter is completely free to play, so set yourself up an account today and pop !NW gift into chat for a link to a free gift.
Check out our supporters at D&D Beyond, your guide to digital D&D. Make character sheets online, share them in a campaign, and track all of those tasty little stats in one easy place. You can use the Beyond app to track your characters on the go. You can also use their encounter tracker and archive monsters to run any smooth combat thing. You know what I'm saying. You're a DM. You've done this before. You know D&D Beyond is the place to go. You can also check out our character sheets with an ! characters in Twitch chat below.
Check out our wonderful supporters, Elderwood Academy, who make beautiful bespoke gaming-themed gear, including Hex Chest dice boxes, Spellbook deck boxes disguised as bespoke ancient arcane tomes, and Scroll and Codex dice tower and rolling tray pairings. Make your own with their online designer at elderwoodacademy.com.
This stream will run for 3 hours, and there will be a roughly 5 to 10 minute break somewhere near the middle. We run shows on Monday, Tuesday, and Friday at 6 p.m. Greenwich Meridian / British Summertime, which is 10 a.m. Pacific Time, 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 7 p.m. in mainland Europe, and 2 a.m. Tuesday morning in Japan and parts of Australia. On Mondays and Tuesdays, we run TTRPG streams for 3 hours. And on Fridays, we run our talk show, Talk Together, for 1 hour. Our TTRPG streams can be one-shots, 4, 6, 8, or 12 weeks long. You can always find our latest schedule at twitch.tv/rolltogetherrpg/schedule.
We are Roll Together RPG on all socials, so find us on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and even TikTok. Links in chat.
Thank you to our D20 Club on Patreon. You can find a link in chat. Help us make our shows from just £1, $1, or $1 gold piece, and unlock more tiers by joining. Our D20 Club are fab. They've created a fan Discord for us. They've also made a wiki page for Roll Together. You can find that at rolltogether.fandom.com.
Welcome to our podcast listeners. If you also would like to listen to us via podcast, you can search Roll Together RPG on your favourite podcast provider. If we're not there, let us know and we will add ourselves to that list.
Finally, we play with a diverse group of players who play a diverse set of characters with a wide range of sexual and gender identities. Our tables are trans and GNC positive, and we encourage and champion trans and GNC players and characters in our games. The DM and players may portray characters that are different gender of their own. We aim to avoid misgendering, but we acknowledge that it does happen. And we have a company policy in place for correcting people on pronouns. If we miss an instance of misgendering, please let us know in chat if you think one has been missed. Check out !safety in chat for content warnings and some of the safety tools that we use in our games. We use the TTRPG safety toolkit. And with that, let us begin.
Welcome back, everybody. Thank you for joining us for the episode 4 of A Divergent Dream. This is the finale, and yeah, let's see what crazy stuff comes up tonight's game. Let's have a quick recap for episode 3. After the battle with these creatures, there was further investigation into the cave, and Navri goes ahead into what looks like a fancy, luxurious storage room / warehouse with lots of magic items and, of course, lovely cushions, which Navri uses immediately just to jump or leap onto them. Nothing happens yet. The other members of the party, they further investigate the bodies, and they found a stone, which seems to be ascending stone with a logo. The logo is a blue butterfly. This might be the emblem of sort of adventuring guild or something of the sort, but nobody recognizes at the moment. Once everybody catches up with Nabri, they also investigate the magic items and the shelves or the workbenches that are in this room. Each of the members sort of find some interesting items. But the most important thing is they trigger a trap. So they got trapped into the room, and after what I could describe as complete chaos, they managed to...
A well-oiled machine, I think you'll find.
Yes.
Well coordinated, working as a team.
If I need to create a distraction for something, I will absolutely call this team because they know how to make an impression, right? Loved it. Fire, energy cannons, explosions, beautiful stuff. When the emergency was put away, they go through a secret door just to find out that Mr. Kasel, it's at first glance unconscious on the water, under a water cave. And of course, they examine the body. They find out he's just unconscious. But Garnot, by trying to remove the mask that Mr. Kasel is using, triggers some sort of energy magic spell thingy, and they are teleported into a pocket dimension where they fight this sort of representation of whatever parasite is being feeding from Mr. Kasel's energy. They manage to defeat such creature, and they are teleported back into the room. So let's start from there. Let me remind you what is the layout of where you are. We have a small room, which all the items were, and secret door, and then small cave behind that door. Nabri and Winnow are still in the room, while in the small cave, we have Garnet, Lazar, and Syrah, just next to the body of Mr. Kasel. If I remember well, you pull the body out of the water, so you might be sort of 10 feet away from the door, but there is no visual contact between the two groups. So, as you defeat this creature and you come to the consciousness of whatever happened, and you see your body's like, okay, we are okay, we're fine. The mask sort of falls by itself, and you can see the face of Mr. Kasel. They have a little bit of damage on the face, but nothing serious. He's still bleeding, meaning he's still alive. And as the mask falls into or rolls into the water, there is another flash of light coming out of the mask, and a tentacle comes out of it. And I need you to roll initiative again, please.
What? What?
Is this one of those?
This is a classic Ali G.
A
This
joke.
is like a
yeah,
gauntlet.
No, this
Like-
time. Sorry.
Jesus.
I'd like to lodge a formal complaint. Formal, just I think there should be an asterisk on this session. Let the rule books show that this combat was done under duress.
Yeah.
Also, can I put a formal complaint in against my dice rolling, please? I have a +5 to my initiative, and I rolled a 7.
Yep, I have a +4, and I rolled an 8. So
I have a +5 and I rolled an 8, so.
Well, I just crit on my initiative, so.
I was going to say, at least we're all going together, but nope.
No. 14 for me.
See, that's an average roll. It's the sort of rolls we want.
Nabri, what did you get?
It'd be 23 after my initiative bonus.
Nice. And Winnow?
13.
13. Great. So we have a 13 from Winnow, 8 for Lazar, 23 great for Nabri, 14 for Syrah, and Garnet a lovely 7. And I'm going to click start in my encounter, go to D&D Beyond for this. Nabri, you saw this sort of instantaneous flash, but you are unaware of what is going on. However, there was a message that you wanted to share with Syrah before we were teleported to this pocket dimension. I don't know if that's still on your bucket list or because of the battle, you forgot about it.
I mean, once we're teleported back and I have the music box in front of me, I'd kind of be reminded of it. But I think most importantly would be checking in with everybody, because that was a little weird, right? So I mean, Winnow's in the room with me, so I'll turn and I'll say, are you okay?
No, I think I'm losing a kidney. Winnow looks very bloody.
Yeah, right. Yes. Yes. No, I knew that. So I'm going to actually, I'm going to cast Healing Word at second level on Winnow. I'm just going to reach out and be like, oh my God, right. No, I'm so sorry. And I'm just going to kind of just start like rubbing just like shove the kidney back in. Just try. I'm not a medic. I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm gonna say some nice things and hope for the best.
There's a rib poking out. You just go, whoop, not today.
Yeah, oh no, just patch that back. Just shove it back in. Close the cupboard door as all the plates are falling out, right? It'll be fine. Don't look. It'll be fine.
I don't like anything you just said.
And so my healing word, it heals you for 9.
9. That's good. That's more than double of what I was on.
Great. Oh, cool. Well, great. I'm glad. Is it better? Do you feel better?
I will live, but you need to promise not to practice medicine professionally.
No, that's why I play the music, right?
Yeah. Like emergency medicine, A-okay, but this would not be certified by any self-respecting hospital.
I mean, beggars can't be choosers, right?
Yeah, just saying.
Sure.
But thank you very much.
Navri's like, I will take those 9 health points back and I will turn this car around.
We know. You don't feel well, but neither Navri. So as Navri is trying to heal you up, to patch you up, you notice that Navri is also like in a very, very bad condition. Navri.
Like how bad?
Like if I had to put like a number on it, like out of 33, I guess adjusting for the level, because my other sheet with the level up, I have to adjust the other sheet back. But I'm at I was at 10 of 33.
Oh, that's fine.
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. Yeah. If I had to put a number on it.
That's fine.
Yeah.
That is your bonus action. Any action of movement? I would say you are 10 feet away from the door. So if you want to see what's going on, you have to move 10 feet.
Yeah, no, I would do that, because now that Winnow's a little bit better and the everything's kind of just shoved back in where it needs to be, I'm going to go and check on the others, because obviously they were in there too. So I'll run to the door and poke my head out and be like, is everybody okay? And
you see your 3 comrades, the body out of the water, and this tentacle made of, it's made of light. Well, it looks like white, but it's more of a shimmer kind of tentacle thing.
Like a spectral tentacle.
Yes. Yeah.
We
But
seem
the
to have
white
run
bones.
into some further complications.
Oh my God, it's like somebody hates us.
Oh, I thought this was something to do with Sarah, because, tentacles in Sarah.
I'm not creating that one.
Oh.
That's not mine.
Oh, bugger.
I did say before, usually I control the tentacles.
Wait, there's more tentacles out there?
There's one.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't like that. Can I try and, well, I don't want to get up close to it. That might be bad for me. I have nothing left in the tank at this point. I have nothing left. So I'm gonna stand there and be very, very upset at the tentacle, because I really don't. It's just right now, it's just kind of.
Yeah, it hasn't done anything.
It hasn't done anything. I don't know.
Imagining it's waving hello.
And I'm sure that it definitely won't do anything.
Yeah, I know, right? Can I just go up and try and just stab it with my rapier? Just pull it out and just be like, eh.
Absolutely, please.
Great.
So you are, I would say you can even flank with Garnot or some of them. So you can have advantage to attack this thing.
Awesome. Let's try this. It's good that I have advantage, because that was a 10. Okay, 15.
That hits.
Great. 4. A whole 3 damage. I'm just poking it. I just want to see what happens. So
There's
3 damage makes sense.
There's no such thing as a reaction from this thing. But you took away a little bit of this shimmer, so you are making some damage. But this thing is a tentacle, so difficult to know if the tentacle is suffering or which kind of emotions are they projecting out.
Sure.
Not like hand puppeting, being like, Oh.
The sad little suckers just kind of like flop. Oh.
Googly eyes.
So, like walking off the side of the stage and go, huh? No.
Thank you very much. Thanks. Next is the tentacle. And there is some screeches that you may not know what they're saying except for Syrah. And Syrah, you just interpreted that this thing is very angry and is trying to kill you, but because it's incomplete. So that you sense frustration and anger at that frustration. So what this tentacle is going to do is start digging into the ceiling. They are going to burrow.
Is it still attached to the mask?
Yes, the mask. This thing is getting out of the mask.
Sorry, I've got a very important question.
Yes.
How does a tentacle talk?
It's magic.
Psychic? Fribble.
Yes.
It just rubs itself in a certain way, you know, kind of like it squeaks.
Oh, like crickets.
Aww.
Yeah.
They rub their just.
Yes. So the tentacles start sort of digging or making a tunnel to the ceiling. But as you may know, you are close to a body of water. So it doesn't take long for a couple of drops to start falling from the ceiling.
Oh no.
And they will continue doing that. However, they will also do something nastier.
It's tentacle digging as well. Sorry, Ali.
Sorry?
How is it digging? Is
It's
it
more
got like
like-
a hook on the end of it? Or is it
It's
like a scoop?
Yeah, it's magic, right? Just imagine that it's
Sure.
Maybe it
It's
has really powerful
ripping
suckers.
rocks off of the ceiling, kind of vibe.
And in a 20-foot radius, shadows appear. And this thing is gonna cast Hunger of Hadar.
Rude. That's my thing.
And I need everybody around the tentacle, so everybody except Winnow, make me a... Well, no, it starts. Yeah, so on the turn. Cool. Not right now, but you feel cold coming into your body. And that is all is going to happen now. We're gonna move to Syrah. Syrah, you see this tentacle trying to destroy the ceiling, some water coming up, and this thing. Could you please take... Oh, where's my damage? There's my damage. 11 points of cold damage.
Wow. That's from the tentacles, the arms of Hadar.
Yeah, Hunger of Hadar.
That's just weird. Oh, the hunger. The hunger.
The hunger.
Okay, so how high is the cave ceiling?
It should be about 15 feet.
50 feet. And so the mask is still on the surface of the water and the tentacle is reaching the top? Or is it like the tentacle is floated up and is digging, but the mask is somehow
The
suspended?
tentacle should be about 30, 35, even longer.
Oh wow, this is a big tentacle. Okay. Do I get the sense from looking at it that you say it's spectral, so it doesn't necessarily look how it would look if it was full-bodied and here, but do I get the sense that it is connected to the brother of my
Absolutely.
aberration? Yeah, okay.
Yes.
Okay. Not that we've said anything about brothers yet, because that's But we saw in the cave, when in the place with the rings of fire and ice, when we were fighting, we saw the images of the lonely one fighting this octopus creature. So that's what I've connected that to. Sarah will just look at it and frown and say, no, that won't do, thank you. And I would like to try. I'm going to telekinetically shove the mask further away, 5 feet further away from us. Obviously, that's not going to affect it digging at the top because the tentacle's long enough. I'm just going to try lightning bolting it at 3rd level.
So how far are you going to?
So I've shoved telekinetic shove, and it shoves it 5 feet further away.
5 feet. Okay.
I don't know how.
So that helps a little bit, but everyone is still in between the sphere. So the sphere is moving with the mask.
Yeah. Okay, good. Is Mr. Kasel actually awake? Is he just unconscious?
He's still unconscious.
Okay, fine. Could the mask make me a dexterity saving throw?
Absolutely. And dexterity, you said?
Yes, please.
I got a 11. That
fails. I was kind of hoping that a mask would not be too dexy. Sarah's going to just push it away with one hand, and then the other hand extends out, and sort of a pinky purpley bolt of lightning just through into it for 23 damage.
23?
Yes.
Holy guacamole. Yes. Anything else?
That's all I can do.
So the mask has been pushed a little bit because it's really low. They are still attacking the same point. I would say at the end of the round, we will decide how much damage have they done to the structure. With that, thank you very much. We move to Winnow. You heard some activity happening, but still not sure what's going on. However, you saw something unlikely, which is Navri going like straight ahead there.
Yeah, I might be just frozen in shock for my turn. No, I won't actually. I'm sorry.
Scandalo.
So I did hear. Oh, there's another tentacle. So I know that's going on. Do I still have my Eldritch Claw up from the Dreamscape battle?
How long does it go?
Good question. Give me 2 seconds and I can get it up.
Does it last a minute?
It's empowered. Only a minute.
I would say you still have 5 rounds of it.
Okay, excellent. That helps. I am just gonna be like, okay, one more tentacle, and then we go. And how far away is it? Because I have 45 feet of just movement.
You can get to it, but I think it's only 10 feet reach, right?
15 feet.
15. You still have to get into the sphere of darkness to hit it.
Fine. I just want to get this over with now.
So as you come in, you see everyone is clustered, and you find a place where you can hit this creature. Could you please take... give me a second. I took damage, so I need to do a concentration check, right? How fun is this? I got a 7. So, don't worry, this is not a legendary creature, so they don't have legendary reactions. The darkness finishes, just sort of goes back into the mask. Redo, we know you get there, you only see a tentacle trying to dig into the ceiling.
Okay, I'm gonna be doing some unarmed strikes on that creeper, and by just kind of like trying to pull it down at the same time. And I'll take it one attack at a time as I go. So the first one is a 27 to hit.
It hits.
Cool. That is, let's get those. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 damage on the first.
Yeah, 17 damage. Yes.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. It's still looking grabby.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go again. That is, I rolled the same, so it's still 27. Okay, and that is 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, another 15 damage.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's go again. I'm rolling well again today.
So that is attack and extra attack?
So I have 2 attacks, and I can do a bonus action of another one, and then I have 1 key point left, so I'm going to see how it's doing after this.
Mm-hmm.
I rolled a 17 on the dice, which makes it 26 to hit.
Hits.
That is 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, another 13 damage.
Hits.
Okay, and then
Yeah, it's still there. Now it still seems like, imagine some sort of static on your television. So this spectral arm has having some static.
okay, I will use my final point, the final key point that I have to do a flurry of blows to whack him again. Okay, good. 16, that's 25 to hit. Ooh, and that's 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Another 16 points of damage, please.
That is a lot of damage, but this thing still's there.
Ah, I tried so hard.
Well, it's very good that Hunger of Haydar is not there anymore. Thank you very much. Lazar, all of this is happening.
Yes. So I think Lazar is being tired, like we all are at this point. Lazar kind of swirls around. All of this damage has already been done, and he sees it kind of flickering out. So he is just going to kind of once again, he has his lantern and swings it a little bit, like he is indeed tolling a bell. And I would like it to make a wisdom saving throw, please.
A wisdom saving throw, of course. That's 3.
Pretty good. It takes 2d12 damage as I have cast Toll the Dead.
Yes.
So in its mind, it hears whatever, horrific, discordant sounds that this sort of a creature from this sort of a plane would hear, as it hears its funerary bell tolling. I don't know. It takes 13 points of damage. That's what's important. Necrotic damage, if that matters.
Thank you. With that, you see that this thing is sort of wary, that stops digging or hitting the ceiling, and sort of, this thing doesn't have eyes, but sort of looks at you or directs the point to you. Anything else?
As soon as it turns and looks at me, Lazar says, Garnet, kill it, kill it, kill it. And that'll be the end of my turn.
Thank you. Garnet.
So first question, the mask is an object, isn't it? And the tentacle, we would assume, would be the worm things that were inside it that sort of sprouted out.
Kind of,
okay.
Yes.
Does the mask look like it's loosely connected to the tentacle, or does it look like it's firmly connected?
I could say you cannot separate them, because the mask is just the means to open like a portal where this thing is coming through.
Okay. And it's, how high up did you say, 30 feet?
So the ceiling is 15 feet height, but this tentacle is really, really long.
Okay, so I can still hit it from where I am.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool. I'm going to position myself so I'm standing over the person that we've come to collect on the floor with my shield out, and I'm going to take 2 strikes at it with my short sword.
Go for it.
Would I get advantage because Navri is on the other side? Flanking.
Yes.
Very cool. First attack. Oh, 2 7s. First attack is a 15.
Just hits.
Oh, just hits. Awesome. That is going to be 13 points of piercing damage, please.
13. Nice.
And strike it with the first attack, and then I sort of, as I pull the blade out, I almost let it roll over my hand, and then I go for a backhanded jab for my second attack, which is a 24 to hit.
Hits.
That is going to be 9 points of damage. Seeing Navri on the other side of it, my eyes begin to glow a very radiant white color. Not my whole eyes, just my irises begin to glow. And I am going to use my psionic energy. It's a bit of flavor. Use my psionic energy to use my help action that I get as a racial trait to do Fey Gift, and I'm going to do Hospitality, giving both myself and Navri 1d6 plus my proficiency bonus temporary hit points. Which is going to be not an awful lot. That's going to be what's my 4 temporary hit points. Sorry, something. And then that's my 10.
Thank you. At the end of the turn, some damage has been done into the cave. And a little pieces start falling down. And now it's not a drop, there is a, I don't know, like this big hole, and water starts falling and filling the cave. As we know, water is really, really powerful when it's unleashed. So even if the creature is not hitting the rock anymore, probably just the volume of all the water upstairs, so on top of this cave is gonna make some structural damage in the following turns.
Is this water from the previous room, or is this water from the lake above?
From the lake above.
Oh, okay.
I recommend that anyone who requires air to breathe, leave quickly.
Does anybody seen those 3 bodies that I strapped together?
Oh no, I breathe air.
They desiccated. Top of the round, Napri.
Oh God. Are we going? Are we leaving? Should we go? Should we try? Are we gonna try and get the mask? What is the plan?
I'm soaking wet here. Can you make up a decision, please?
No. Let's see. Okay. Oh.
Sorry, I tried to mute.
Bless you.
Look, Winnow's getting a cold from the water. Let's go.
That happens when you swim in a lake at night.
Yep. See, this is why you should have been in the boat with us. I mean, we were trying to collect the masks. But at the same time, I'm also not connected to the masks in any way. So if it kind of seems like we should go, I am probably gonna just grab the music box and start running back, because I don't.
Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. I apologize.
Oh no, go.
Do we need to get the mask to assemble it? Like, or is this the same kind of mask of like that group of like 6 masks or whatever that we need to put together in a group to?
You weren't told that. It was more of a don't let them go into the wild or into the world. Just
okay.
Have them and
Got it. I couldn't remember.
Shit. Does that mean that we should try and stop this tentacle then?
If the rest of you are going to be harmed to a serious degree by staying, then I recommend that you leave. I can always come back later and collect it.
The thing is, if that's going out up into the lake, once it gets out there, it's out in in the population, and God knows what it's going to do. I think we might need to stop it.
Then perhaps we could stop it by going to the surface of the lake and preventing it from leaving that way.
Is there a guarantee that we're going to get to it before it slithers away and we can't find it?
No, but if you stay in here, I guarantee that we will not be able to keep all of us alive.
Does no one have a way of like putting a sock in the ceiling?
I'm gonna put my finger there.
Or like one of those cups we had? Maybe that will work? Widow's not smart.
Are there any large, with the water coming through, has any large pieces of rock come through as well?
No. No, not yet. Yeah.
Are there any large rocks in here?
So it's just little debris from the tentacle or caused by the tentacle, but no further damage has been done yet.
Okay. Once things start falling down, I might be able to do something, but not at the minute.
So, Navri.
Same.
Decisions.
Yeah, I don't like having to make these decisions. Okay. I'm gonna try and detach the mask from the tentacle, I guess. I guess I'm just gonna use my rapier and I'm just gonna try and slice at the base of this tentacle, because if nothing else, like, who knows, maybe we can detach it that way, and then if the tentacle fucks off, that's fine, but like, who knows?
Yeah.
Sorry, Ali, didn't you say that it looked like more of a portal? The mask was making a portal rather than it was a tentacle stuck to a mask like a limpet in a shell.
Yeah, but I thought about like stabbing it for the means to make it disappear. Or what did you mean?
Yeah. I mean, I basically want to like try and like sever whatever connection is between the tentacle and the mask. And like, I don't know if obviously like physical attacks work on this thing. So I'm hoping that if we can disrupt whatever is happening here, we can take the mask and I don't know. So I'm sure it's fine. I don't know. I have like 2 more spells in the pile, so like worst case, like we can just try and fly out of here. Like, I don't know, we'll see what happens.
If you're gonna attack, you can roll with advantage because Garnot is on the other side.
Great, I need that. The first one was a 14, but the second one was an 18. So
14 was about to miss.
Yeah. And mother, I swear, 3 damage. I roll a 1d8 plus 2, and I have rolled a 1 on the damage both times so far.
You notice that your attacks are making the effect that you are expecting, but 3 is not enough.
Yeah. Okay.
As this tentacle has put the tensions. Any bonus action or movement?
Let's see. I don't. I am going to use my bonus action. I'm going to expend one of my bardic inspirations, and I'm going to cast Unsettling Words on the tentacle. So the next time it has to make a saving throw of any kind, it'll lose 1d8.
Lovely.
Yeah.
Nice. Thank you. This tentacle is going to make some attacks. And he was not happy with Lazar.
But there are so many people between Lazar and the tentacle.
Yeah, but some of us are only doing 3 damage to it, so
Winnow just
actually,
like was actively somehow found a way to put something without a head in a headlock. So it's fine.
It's 11 to hit.
That is a miss.
Second one is a fuckity fuck. 13 to hit.
Swoop. Also a miss.
And the last one is a
3.
17 to hit.
Well, yes. Oh, no, it's too late. Never mind. Yes, that hits.
It's not much damage, I believe so.
I don't like the way you said that.
8 points of bludgeoning damage. And special ability is going to slam you against the floor.
I like that less. It went from bad to extra bad.
Now, I want to say, Sierra and Navri, could you please make me a dexterity saving throw?
Oh, sure.
Dexterity, you say?
Is it
Dirty
throwing
20.
me at them?
It might be.
Could you repeat?
Dirty 20.
Dirty 20?
16.
16. You are fine. You're going to take half of 3. Great. And that is going to be its turn.
So we're going to take 3 or we're going to take half of 3?
1. You take 1. As Lazar is on the floor prone, but you don't take any damage. And with that, we go to Sarah.
Sarah is confused because the last time she was in a situation where there was risk of the meat bags dying, they ran away and left her to stay guard, and she was expecting the same to happen, but people do not seem to be making moves. So it's starting to look a little baffled. Why are you not leaving? Is going to telekinetically shove Lazar closer to the door. I know it's not going to make up for the half movement you have to do to stand up, but
it is hilarious. Just scooting me back 5 feet while I'm just flat on my butt is very good.
And I'm just going to lightning bolt it again because that seemed to be. Can it make another dexterity saving throw?
Oh, minus D8, right?
Yes.
I got a 16 just without.
But minus the D8.
Minus 6. I got a 10.
Well, 16 was the saving throw. So no, thank you. So it takes. Come along now. Somehow exactly the same. Another 23 lightning damage shoots from Sarah's hand as she looks around to the rest of you and says, "The water will be very dangerous for you. You should leave."
Could you please describe me how electricity puts away a spectral tentacle?
Did I do it? Yes. The bolt of electricity hits it and sort of like sparks and wraps all along the length of the tentacle, and it just sort of, I mean, it's spectral, right? So I think it just sort of dissipates, and whatever portal or connection it had to the mask just disappears, and the mask kind of falls still.
And you are all very tired, so you can hear the heavy breathing of everyone, but there is also a lot of water falling. What do you want to do?
I have a question, if that's
Yes.
okay. Water's been falling, but Mr. Kasel was face down on the ground. Is he drowning?
No, I'm thinking you put it upwards because you tried to remove the mask. So it makes sense that you were doing it. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Garnet, you are the strongest of us, I think. So I think we should you grab him and then we go.
I'm definitely not the strongest out of all of us.
No, you rode the whole way here. You must be the strongest. We should go. Please grab him, and we should probably visit all the things.
It should be a team effort. I will help because apparently you don't know how to work as a team. Garnet, I'll take the feet. You take the arms.
It's called managing, as Lazar says as he walks.
Remember, use your knees, not your back.
Yep.
Still, you're gonna go like half your way because you are not that strong. So have speed, kind of. So it's gonna take a while.
As we're going, I just say to Garnet, we could just kill him. He's probably as good as dead anyway.
Why don't you put him on his back and use your telekinetic shove, Garnet?
That's a good idea.
He's got a shell.
Good beans is the water's filling up as well. We could also just push him, I reckon. Just sort of float him. So I think we're putting a lot of effort in for no reason.
That sounds great. Drop.
So the water at the moment is it's filling up quickly, but probably the water is just reaching slightly the other room, so it's not even to your knees.
As we get him like through the secret or the little cushion room and then out into the main space, can we just shut the door? Like buy us some time, shut the door. It's not going to be a lot, but like it could be something.
Absolutely. So you haven't yet crossed into that room because I guess somebody's going to pick the mask, right?
Yeah, I said I was trotting over to grab it.
Yes.
Yeah.
So you see how Sarah disappears into the water, grabs the mask, gets out of the water. You also remember that behind the wall, there was this sort of panel control that you sort of described to open the door. And everybody starts moving out. You finally reach the room of Mr. Kasel. You are all of them with Mr. Kasel. And I would say at this point, this small hole in the ceiling has now probably 2 feet diameters. So it's going down, down, down.
As we go through the door, we'll mage hand the lever to lock the door closed.
Mm-hmm.
It closes, but given that you damage the engine when you try to open it, it's not completely closed, but it's going to help, which is important.
I recommend we do not stay here.
Nope, let's keep going.
Yep,
Yeah.
let's go.
Oh yeah. As we leave Mr. Kasel's room, there is that door into Mr. Kasel's room. So I'm going to try and just shut that. Like, I know it's not going to stop things, but like, hopefully it'll
slow
it down.
Absolutely. So
Oh, I have mending. Actually, I'm going to hand the mask that I was carrying over to Navri, and whilst everyone else starting to run, I'm going to try and mend the door a bit.
yeah, that's 1 minute, right?
I thought it was 10
maybe.
minutes.
No, it is 1 minute. Okay, maybe
1
I
minute.
don't have time to do that. Maybe.
So we can say that if Nabri and maybe Lazar are pushing the door just for now while this is mending, so just like a secure mean for letting you finish the spell, that works. And you hear like some sort of locked mechanism happening. And yes, you're sure that now the door is holding the way of the water, but at some point it would fail. So do you wish to do something else in this room before leaving, considering all the traps that you've been triggering lately?
I think while Lazar and Navri are pushing the door shut and Sarah's mending it, that minute of casting mending is what is taking myself and Winnow to get him to the other side of the room, even though it's probably like 10 paces away. It's taking us a while because we're so weak.
Yes, and it's a heavy turtle person, so yes.
Oh no, we could get a sheet and then kind of drag him.
It's a good idea. Pillows. Offer his head up. Oh, sorry, you want to drag him with the sheet, right? Yeah, okay. Right. Yeah.
It has some holes because it was born, but it will do the. It would help you absolutely.
Lazar, I cannot reach the top hinge. Could you?
No, of course Lazar would just grab you by, like, he would hesitate and then he would just like grab you by whatever clothing scruff that he could find and then just kind of like hoist you up as best he could. There's not a lot of like immediate places to just palm Sarah and lift her up, but
I mean, if you tried the wig, it'd just come off.
right, exactly. It's like the Lazar is doing all of these calculations. Is like, is the hair real? Probably not, but I don't want to risk it.
Don't trust it.
Could be tentacles.
Sorry.
I do not like that excited gasp. I'm absolutely making sure to grab the music box on our way out, because that's, still a thing that I would like to open up. But other than that.
So other than, I know I appreciate there's panic dragging and fixing and all that going on. We have the music box. We have 3 masks from the original pool room, right? And the mask that was on Mr. Kasel. So that's 4 masks total. So there's still 2 that we've not seen.
Do you want to try to look for them into the room, or what do you want to do? I would say the door is going to give you around less than an hour if you want to investigate the room for the mask or for other things. And you can hear like the metal or whatever the material of the door sort of bending out of the pressure of the water.
Did anybody read Mr. Kasel's diary at all? Would that have any information on where the other two masks might be? I know we picked it up at some point. In fact, I'm the one that I think that has it, so I'll pull it out.
I think you have all of them.
Sarah, is there anything in here about it?
Were we saying that I've completed mending now? I can have a look.
That'd be good. I'm not too good at the reading.
The diary, it is sort of thick book or notebook, and you can see in a quick sort of examination how it evolves from a amazingly meticulous handwriting to just chaos and doodles. So you can see how Mr. Kasel is sort of a journal, like where he's been, the kind of items that he's bought, a sort of ID or a means to identify every single item. And then there is this entrance where he talks to the regent, and the regent asks for an item that is in Baldur's Gate. This item is very unique. Is the regent actually doesn't know what it does, but he only knows that he wants it just because it is going to be his birthday and he wants something really fancy to wear during the party. Mr. Kasel makes an investigation, and they found out that this room is only accessible through Candleskip, which is like powerful magic happening in terms of teleportation and so on. However, given the events from the Gloomsday in Baldur's Gate, it was accessible physically from Baldur's Gate. So Mr. Kasel, during the whole mess, managed to make its way into this room, collect such item, and leave. Now, he also mentions that he finds the music box. And it's at the point where he randomly starts writing some characters in deep speech. If this deep speech has an alphabet or some sort of symbols that looks random. And as he's moving from Baldur's Gate to Esmeltaran, you can see that the every time he writes, it's more chaotic. At some point, he admits that he doesn't know what is going on, but he knows that the seers are going to be in town, so probably they can help him to find out what is going on. Mr. Kasel, we can infer that he does not have any sort of means to identify this item that he was asked to retrieve for the regent. So that's why he went to seek the help of the seers. And then at some point, he also recognizes that somebody is following him, and he thinks is the Blue Emerald House, who is after them. Sorry. I guess you're reading this aloud?
We'd probably not read the whole thing aloud. We'd probably skim. This seems important. This is blah, blah, blah. I thought the music box was going to be the item he was looking for. The item that was gathered for the regent. I know Mr. Kasel doesn't know what it is, but is there like any description, anything, or is it like wrapped in something, or do we have anything to go on?
So when the first mention of such item, he just mentioned that it looks like a ring was cut into 3 pieces, and this is one of those 3 pieces. He said that he's put it into a sort of something to wear it. So now, if you look at it, it would be like a necklace with a big sort of piece of metal here, like a, I don't know the name in English, but more like a breast piece than a necklace. And then as you progress into the entries of this diary, there is the drawing of a circle broken in 3 pieces. And there is like a symbol that represents, now mostly is in deep speech or in some sort of language that you understand because of deep speech, but I don't think deep speech has an alphabet. Who knows? Leave it on the wiki. One says Baldur's Gate, one other says Feywild, another says interrogation mark. And that is probably where everything stops and is just, it. Not even deep speech makes sense right now. They're just random letters and symbols into the diary, but it goes and goes and goes. Probably he was in this madness for a couple of days where he was not Mr. Kasel anymore.
There is a lot to unpack in this. I don't think we have time to do it all here. Navri, what is the music box that you keep carrying around? Is it as described in the diary?
Then I'll pull the music box out of my bag and I'll show it to her, because again, this was something that I obviously couldn't understand the speech, but because it was deep speech and we still had like that psychic link.
Yeah. Yes, I remember. Sorry, I was distracted. We were attacked and drawn into that strange place immediately.
Yeah, it was a lot. It's fine. No, it's yeah.
It is a lot. It is a lot even for me to process, and I was designed to do it well compared to the rest of you. So I understand it must be hard. The inscription on the inside, I believe, makes reference to the silent despair. I think, from everything that we have seen, that was the tentacle. Or at least the tentacle was part of the silent despair.
It didn't seem that silent. I mean, it was screeching.
Yes, it may wish to address its branding.
It didn't seem very silent, but it definitely seemed to be in despair.
It certainly was upset.
And also, the thing that you said about Candlekeep and Baldur's Gate, that matches the pretty map that does all the folding stuff, that sort of, that matches. So that this must be like the plans that he used to concoct his heist or something.
That sounds correct. I don't suppose on that map there is any suggestion that there is also a teleportation link to the Feywild from the same place.
I could certainly have a quick look, and I'll quickly whip the map out.
This might be something that can wait for when we're not in a room that's right next to a pool full of water. Did we want to have a very quick look around this room? Please feel free, Garnet, to do that. But do we want to look for the ring in here first?
Can I do a medicine check, by the way, on Mr. Kasel?
Yes, please. So,
I got 21 on the medicine check.
Mr. Kasel seems okay. They are unconscious. However, the eyes are moving a lot. So there is some shit going in his mind that are unsettling for them. So Mr. Kasel might need some expert help here. But for now, they are not bleeding and they are not rolling death saves, whatever they are. So don't worry. I mean, of course, if you throw him because you are not that strong, that might cause some damage, but they are stable.
Okay, and I'm going to assume with Winnow's check that she sees the eyes moving, definitely not brain dead or comatose forever.
definitely not brain dead, but something. This is the toll or something that happened to them.
It could be the fact that we didn't actually save him from that dreamscape. I sort of kicked him off the edge, still attached to the parasite. So it could be that he's lost in his own mind.
That's true.
I say that as I put the map over his face and over his chest to have a quick look at it. I begin moving things around to see if it does the same sort of foldy motion it did when I moved it around to get Baldur's Gate and Candlekeep together. I want to see if I can try and find somewhere where it might suggest Feywild.
So this map is that kind of, it's not a single piece of parchment, and it allows you to play with it, like opening and close it without at any point actually folding it. It just keeps going. And there is not a sign or any mark, but at some point you notice that there is a repetition of Baldur's Gate and other locations. And those other locations doesn't make any sense. You have never heard about them. Probably those are the reflections of Baldur's Gate into those other planes.
Could be some sort of like mirror version of Baldur's Gate in other planes, maybe. I'm not 100% sure, but that's sort of what I can get from the map at the minute. If we can get it to somebody who specializes in it a bit more, maybe we could, or maybe ask the person themselves if we can wake them up. But at the minute, fold it away, give it to Roger. Roger hides it away in my armor. Let's get out of here if we're done looking.
There's still the ring, right? There's somewhere, maybe?
Mr. Kasel's not wearing it, is he? Are they?
No.
Can have a quick look. Does anyone have any way of waking Mr. Kasel up?
Hang on, slap. Anything?
No.
Damn it.
And I will assume this is not lethal damage, so no death saves, but no.
I don't have any key points left.
Yes.
Either, so...
Was someone, did you say, Winnow, that you were doing a medicine check on him?
Yeah.
Do we want, would medical healing, would magical healing, that's the word, would that be of use to him to wake him up and try to get some last minute intel kind of thing? Or is it just he is too injured for a little bit of that and just needs time?
I think at this point, they might need a greater restoration, whatever that is, but yes.
Can't help you there. Sorry, Mr. Kasel.
Maybe someone can, somewhere.
Get him to an apothecary somewhere in the city.
It has occurred to me that I do still have a healing potion. Would anyone like it?
I'm good, thank you. Give it to somebody else.
I think everyone kind of wants it, but
give it to somebody else. Set the guy that is bleeding from every single orifice in the body.
Never, you're already pushed my spleen back in, so I should be okay.
I guess that is all you can do in this room, as you hear how the metal bends and starts failing, and water goes into the room through the sides of the secret door. And I assume you all go up. This room is going to take longer to fill up, but still everything else that was in this room is lost. And you make your way to the stairs, which is going to be fun.
Can I suggest that everyone help with carrying this body?
I'll tell you what we'll do. I'll stay here at the bottom of the stairs. Everybody else go to the top for me, please. And be prepared to catch.
Oh, I can help you with this, Garnet, if you're doing what I think you're about to do.
Oh, yeah, I was going to pick him up and throw him.
Oh. What? You are not strong enough for that.
No, I can do it and my eyes glow white. I can do it with my mind. Oh.
Of course.
We'll
trot up the stairs.
You can do it as well, so maybe you could catch him the other end without him potentially bowling everybody else over.
Yes, let's try that.
Okay.
I'll be behind just in case.
I don't want to catch him.
Well, you're helping.
Navri and Lazar are both standing like participatorily behind Winnow at the top. Where it's like, yeah, no, we're here, but like.
I am disgusted by you two. I thought that you had gotten past this.
I pushed your spleen back into your body.
You did, but you're not willing to help potentially catch a person, which is still part of the job.
We are here.
Do you see
Garnet
these
and
little
Sarah,
noodle
push.
arms?
All these
Go.
hands?
As they are still discussing, the body of Mr. Kasel is coming to you. I'm gonna say, let's make a.
What?
What do you want to do? Like, explain me
Garnet
how
is
do you want to catch this?
If Garnet is using telekinetic shove to push, that's what you're doing, right? Yeah, to push the Mr. Kasel up, then as he gets halfway, Sarah is going to use telekinetic shove to pull as well.
I see.
So it's a controlled pull 5 feet towards me.
Yes.
And I also have my little invisible mage hand just like ready at the top of the stairs to like, if he starts to tip down, just be like, nope.
Yes. I guess you can avoid any damage to you, but is Mr. Kasel going to land on top of someone or land into the floor, like ground? Because I mean,
not intentionally.
So I'm gonna roll some dice here.
If the the people at the back end up getting him, can I just prepare to duck away to make them catch him to see the error of their ways?
Oh, it's so funny that you think that Lazar and I aren't already planning to duck the minute he gets close. Like we're
dies
fucking
because
scattering.
all three of you.
Please, you have to get up pretty early in the morning to get us to do work we don't want to do. Good luck.
I hate you both.
But I did like Sarah's mage hand idea, so I would like to cast my own mage hand, and honestly like help out in that way. So like I mean I don't know if it'll, just kind of cast this little mage hand. It actually glows and sparkles because of course it does. So it's kind of like a gold shimmery little hand, and it'll pop up like next to Winnow just in case. But.
So I roll some damage, which is going to be reduced by both mage hands, but it's still some damage to be done. Either to some of you by catching it, or to Mr. Kasel by falling.
I do have a question. Is this a projectile?
It is!
See?
Oh my God.
You don't need us.
Yeah, you don't need us.
I could potentially do this.
Absolutely.
Don't throw him back to Garnet though.
Right, okay. Right. I might have to roll for that and see if my instincts just kick in.
I could have made this so much easier. I could have just levitated him.
Choices have been made. We are committed now.
We are
what we've come to.
I want you all to know that once this is done, I'm gonna remember that, and I'm gonna be like, oh, levitate. It's gonna be really embarrassing.
On point though.
So
basically, I have to reduce the damage it would do, and if it gets to 0, then I catch it and have the option to throw it back.
Yes. What was the roll?
It was an 8 on the dice plus 11. So
I roll 17. So please describe me how somebody that is really, really weak is going to do this.
Well, I imagine that it's always a less of a than it is like a kind of flowy motion, like going with it. So because it is just a motion, I am going to roll to see if my instincts kick in or not. And they do. Why did I roll for this? I shouldn't.
What, guys? We've spent like 20 minutes getting one dude upstairs. What are we doing?
You just hear as you the second you're like ready to redirect, you hear Winnow, control yourself.
Okay.
And you just get like the mage hand. It's invisible, but you just get like a little boop on the nose, just as a send to you, focus you in the moment.
This has been a moment of growth for Winnow, where sometimes hearing to your friends might be, they might have some advice. So probably that's all you needed before, like, what's the little cricket name in Pinocchio?
Jiminy Cricket.
Jiminy Cricket to help you through your journey.
Always let your conscience be your guide.
This is why Sarah's my familiar. Such as Jiminy Cricket was, I assume, Pinocchio's familiar.
Pretty much.
Right. That was beautiful. As I imagine that Winnow, as you said, is more of falling to it. So like rugby players jump to catch the ball and they catch it on the air. You do that and then graciously, bloody or graciously, fall into the ground with Mr. Kasel in your hands, just to realize they are really heavy for you to keep it on your arms and fall into the ground, no damage to the beautiful carapace that has no eyes. You are on the other side of the lake, and you need to take Mr. Kasel to the city.
Is there anyone around?
I could say that morning is about to break, so this is the darkest of the night, but sun is coming.
Once Mr. Kasel is successfully up on top of the stairs, and I realize how far we have to go, inspiration strikes. Oh, wait a second. And I'll grab my loot from my bag and I'll just strum a little ditty on my lute. And you just see Mr. Kasel's body start to just levitate just a little bit off the ground. And then I just kind of reach out and put my hand on him and start moving, just walking. And they just float through the air really gracefully. Come on, let's go.
I can't figure
good
out
idea.
if I hate you or I love you.
Yep. That happens just as I get to the top of the stairs. I shoot Navri some evil looks, and then you just watch as a little head just pops out of the top of my armor and also shoots little evil looks and then just disappears.
Daggers.
I don't notice any of the looks. Come on, let's go. We have to go.
You're too busy listening to Lazar say wow, what a great idea. So smart. This will make things so much easier from here on out.
So much easier, right?
How long does that spell last?
Let's see, up to 10 minutes. So that'll get us a good
10 minutes away from here.
In Navri's defense, then, it would not possibly. In Navri's defense, then, it would not possibly have lasted the entire time that we were trying to rescue Mr. Kasel from certain doom in the flooding room, and then when we were trying to rescue him from the other flooding room and getting up the stairs. So I'm glad, for one, that she has prioritized this moment to use it now.
Yeah, but saying that, it would have taken us less than 20 minutes to get up the stairs.
Sarah, you are very generous, as always. By the way, you're not too invested in these guys that we have to work with them again, right?
Oh, I'm sorry. I was under the impression that that the fleshbags communicated with sarcasm sometimes. Do I need to say /S afterwards?
Yes, that would be helpful.
Noted. I will do so in the future.
High five.
The sarcasm? No, I just heard Sarah say nice things, and I'm like, yeah, and I just nudge Lazar. Yeah. Good call, Navri.
I need a new job.
Is our next step to... Sorry, Ali. Is our next step to try and contact the circus or try and contact the Adventurers Guild? Or the squirrel?
Squirrel.
Darn squirrels.
I could contact him now whilst we are walking, see if he had any resources to get us there quicker.
The other thing as well is we've technically done the Adventures Guild part of the mission. We've got him, but what about the masks? That's seems very heavily tied to yourself, Sarah. Is that something that you want to pursue, or can we take our payday and go?
They are a concern, but we do not know where the rest of the masks are. If the Adventurers Guild were to pay us money to locate the rest of them, maybe we ought to tell them that we think this would be a devastating occurrence if they were to be allowed to be... What? Maybe we ought to inform them that it would be devastating for the rest of the masks to be loosened out in the wild, and they will pay us even more money to go and retrieve them.
That sounds like another adventure brewing.
And they may be able to help us help Mr. Kasel, who might be able to give us even more information.
Quite.
Also, remember that Robert the Squirrel said, bring Mr. Kasel to me, not to somebody else.
Ah, I had forgotten that. But also, Winnow, did you not say that squirrels cannot be trusted? Perhaps Robert already has the other 2 masks.
Oh, that is so like a squirrel. They hoard things for winter.
Navri, you should make sure that the music box is kept hidden, just in case we are bringing the squirrel exactly what he wants.
Okay. He's not a menace, Winnow. I know you don't like squirrels, but he's not a menace.
That you know of.
I mean, he's been very good to us.
To you, maybe.
Well, yes, to us, and I'll motion to Garnot and Lazar and myself.
I will trust a squirrel when they earn my trust.
He makes some cracking tea as well. A lot better than that stuff at the circus.
Yeah.
I'm going to use the mask to just look, the one that I had for looking and checking if people are infected, just to check that Navri is not infected, just in case that she's been indoctrinated to like make us trust the squirrel.
No one is infected. That includes the rat, which is probably most important than all of you, but yeah.
What about Mr. Kasel?
Is not infected.
This is good.
I'll have you know that Roger is very clean.
Oh, no, I would never accuse Roger of betraying us.
Oh, good. He's not a squirrel. He's a rat.
I know.
Different breed.
A very good rat.
Yes.
Shall I send a sending spell to Mr. Rogers? Robert, oh my goodness. Mr. Robert.
Squirrel.
Just out of curiosity, did anybody pick up that sending stone?
Yes?
Yeah, I think you got the 3 of them.
Winnow and Sarah have them with the butterflies.
Oh yeah.
But we've not had time to sit and attune to them yet.
Yes, that could be something that we could do if we decide that we want to pursue this further.
Could do it while we're walking.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
So, are you walking or cruising the lake?
The lake is slowly draining, so
there's only so far it could go down though, because there's only so far the room could fill up.
I mean, I mean, we have 2 mage hands that could potentially help with the rowing this time.
They could have helped last time.
Yeah, where were they before? I'll tell you what, you lot go across the river, go across the lake if you want to. I'm bloody walking, all right? And I begin walking around.
I will join you. They can row themselves if they want to get across that way.
Yeah.
It would be the easiest way to transport an unconscious turtle in a boat.
Yeah.
But Navri's got that levitate spell.
It's only 10 minutes.
You can do it again.
You guys are fine.
Can we ask Mr. Squirrel to send us a cart or something? Maybe meet us part of the way since we're contacting them anyway?
That was my intention, yes.
Good idea.
Let us walk.
But I imagine it would take longer than 10 minutes to get here.
Mm-hmm.
It might be quicker in the long run to get on the boat.
Well, why don't we have the conversation first? They might have teleportation, for all we know.
Yes.
That sounds cool.
I will cast sending to Mr. Robert the Squirrel. Number of words. Okay. Hello. We have retrieved Mr. Kasel. He is alive, but unconscious. He is heavy. Can you help? Anything else that I can say? With transporting him to you.
Moment passes, no reply, and you get the idea that the message wasn't delivered. Or, yeah. I mean,
Rude.
the message, the spell worked, but no one received the message.
Okay, but there's two different ways that could be. Is that like a... So the because that could be he's heard it but didn't want to reply, or that's he's unconscious or dead.
Or not on
Right.
this plane of existence.
Or not on this plane.
Or his real name's not Robert.
It's a creature with which you are familiar, right? I don't have to say...
Yeah, no, it's just
exact
familiar.
name.
I guess with that, we're going to our break.
That's not an answer, Ali.
No, it's not.
We will see you.
It's an answer to a very different question than we were asking.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
We will see you in 5-10 minutes. We love you very much. Stay tuned.
We are delighted to be sponsored by HeroForge. HeroForge offers fully customizable tabletop minis with dozens of fantasy species and thousands of parts to choose from. You can see all of the minis that we designed for this stream in the overlay, and they animate when we enter the combat, so look out for that. HeroForge are fantastic, so do check out the Pro membership where you can get premium access to features ahead of time and beta access to things, and all sorts of cool stuff that just makes your life a lot easier. And you can check them out at heroforge.com.
We are delighted to be sponsored by Ultra Pro. They make accessories for D&D, Magic the Gathering, and more. My favourite part of the collection are their figurines of adorable power. Here is their gazer. They also make other things such as deck boxes if you play Magic the Gathering. You can find all of Ultra Pro stuff at ultrapro.com.
Hey friends, Check out our new sponsor, Phoenix Dice, for a carefully curated menagerie of click-clack math rocks for your delectation. Check out their entire selection at phoenixdice.com, and just so you know, Phoenix Dice are all about living gloriously in the worlds of tabletop games and sustainably in this one, which means their dice are working to be recycled, their packaging is recycled, the dice are made of sustainable materials. It's all great stuff. You should definitely get involved. You can also join us today in chat with a chance to be in a raffle and win some Phoenix Dice of your own. Just put !dice into chat and you'll be in with a chance to win.
We are proud to be sponsored by Alchemy RPG. Reimagine your gaming experience with Alchemy. They're focused on creating immersive, cinematic experiences everywhere you interact with tabletop role-playing games. You could be playing a game, creating a world, streaming, watching live games, discovering new content. Look at all the cool stuff that they are doing there. You can use environmental motion art, scene-based music, seamless character management to run your games over the internet, with upcoming features including homebrew content, streaming overlays, and spectator mode. So go and check out alchemyrpg.com.
We're delighted to be supported by Idle Champions of the Forgotten Realms, a Dungeons & Dragons strategy video game that brings together D&D characters from novels, adventures, and multiple live streams into a single grand adventure. Select your heroes and formation and battle through waves of monsters for free on PC, phone, PlayStation, Xbox, and Nintendo Switch. You can pop exclamation code into chat for a free Electrum test.
We're delighted to be supported by Neverwinter. In Neverwinter, explore and defend one of the most beautiful cities from Dungeons & Dragons' Forgotten Realms campaign setting as it rises from the ashes of destruction. Epic stories, action combat, and classic role-playing await those heroes courageous enough to enter the fantastic world of Neverwinter. Neverwinter is completely free to play, so set yourself up an account today and pop !NW gift into chat for a link to a free gift.
Check out our supporters at D&D Beyond, your guide to digital D&D. Make character sheets online, share them in a campaign, and track all of those tasty little stats in one easy place. You can use the Beyond app to track your characters on the go. You can also use their encounter tracker and archive monsters to run any smooth combat thing. You know what I'm saying. You're a DM. You've done this before. You know D&D Beyond is the place to go. You can also check out our character sheets with an ! characters in Twitch chat below.
Check out our wonderful supporters Elderwood Academy, who make beautiful bespoke gaming-themed gear, including hex chest dice boxes, spellbook deck boxes disguised as bespoke ancient arcane tomes, and scroll and codex dice tower and rolling tray pairings. Make your own with their online designer at elderwoodacademy.com.
And we are back. We have finished our short rest and we finished our consumables. And we are ready to find out answers or try to find some answers. Just before the break, we managed to survive another encounter. We managed to survive being drowned into the cave. We managed to not kill Mr. Kasel using a cumulative effort of this team, which I absolutely love. And now we are in the position we need to keep making choices on how do we take Mr. Kasel to Robert the Squirrel. Sarah sent a message to the squirrel, and you have the impression that the message was delivered, but the creature is not able to reply to you.
Interesting. Mr. Robert the Squirrel does not seem to wish to or be able to reply to me at this current time. That's very inconvenient of him.
He could be in trouble. Maybe we...
It is very, very early in the morning. I wonder if he's just asleep.
Technically, if the recipient is asleep, they receive the message. Yeah.
Okay, fair enough.
Get their out of office.
They could even sort of wake up, but I can give you this. He's unconscious.
I think he is in some kind of trouble.
How far away are we? Are we a mile away? Are we 5 miles away?
I would say less than 2 miles, but the difficult part is taking Mr. Kasel either around the river or through the river, and then once you are in the outskirts of the city, decide what you want to do. We are just 5 random people carrying this body of our friend who is really drunk. Maybe.
Yeah. Well, the reason I was asking is because of my clairvoyance, but it has a distance of a mile.
Oh, good.
Yeah. I will allow that on the other side of the river.
Okay. All right. Well, if we're worried about him, if you really think that something's happened to him, once we're on the other side of the lake, I can, I can use the last little bit of the energy that I've got right now to put me there, right? And take a look around and see.
That sounds like a good idea. I think we ought to be choosing the quicker option rather than the nobody wants to do any work option team. So I think we all ought to get into the boat and start rowing. Don't you?
Yes, let's go. Everyone's rowing. Everyone's helping. Come on.
Everybody jumps into the boat and you start paddling and rowing, and this is much faster than the first time. Absolutely much faster. Sarah, you still using the mask?
No, I kind of just held it up to double check. Never, it was more of a joke thing.
But it's still this sort of resonance between you and the mask. Last time when you were here, there was also this sort of incident with something on here. Would you be curious enough to jump again? Would you be?
I would be. Well, the way you described it last time, I was under the impression that when I went into the water, it was a manifestation of the lonely one that pushed me back out, right?
Yes.
So I don't know if that's like specific to this lake, or is it just the lonely one doesn't want me to be in water, which is not something I necessarily need to experiment with right now.
It was more about not wanting you to be around those creatures
that were in the water. Right. What were you gonna say, Navri?
I was gonna bring up the point that like there were like the shadowy creatures, like the ones following us, but also like we knew that like there was something in the lake after the fact.
Yeah, that's true. I think. Well, so I've got the mage hand rowing to help, like, but would be sort of peering over the edge. I might. I don't think she'd jump in because again, like we're on a mission, right? It's important to get Mr. Kasel over to the other side. So this is more of a sidetrack thing. But would maybe cast detect thoughts. And see if I could get anything from if they're following us or if there's any just impressions that I get.
Yeah. You don't detect anything on the water. However, there is a cacophony of ideas happening in Mr. Kasel's mind.
Oh, this is true. Oh, okay. So, yeah, Sarah would go from leaning over to sort of standing up and turning around and looking at Mr. Kasel, and the head just tilts. And I would like to try and go deeper. Could you make me a wisdom saving throw?
I guess it's unconscious, so I will give it for free.
Okay, cool.
And first thing is, you feel this familiar feeling of the lonely one, sort of, but different in his mind. So probably some remaining effects of the silent agony being feeding out of their energy. But you get something that is gloom in their mind, or like they are afraid of. And so the first thoughts are, I need help, but as you got deeper, it goes to you have the impression that I don't want to give you much away now. Forget about that. So first thoughts is that he needs help. And as you got deeper, he is really worried about the creatures that he's witnessed with the mask getting away from the city. However, he knows that this lake is connected through the river to the capital of the region. So he's afraid that they use this means of transportation to get out of the cave and then into the capital.
Okay. We'll convey that to everyone else. Do we think that means that do I see anything about where like, does he remember anything about the other masks, like the ones that we've not found?
So he witnessed, you can recollect from sort of flashes going deeper, 3 different animals. So you haven't seen the other 2 masks. He's seen them, but so that means that there is 2 other masks being put on 2 other people who you haven't seen.
Do we know what they look? Because I've got written down, we've seen wolf, lion, bird, elephant, and the wolf is the one that I've got.
Yes. Let me give you. What are they?
I think I have the other 3 in my armor.
So the rhino and the horse are the one that are missing.
Rhino and horse. Okay. But he's not seen where they went. He just knows that that's what they are.
So the last thing that you can recollect before it sort of goes off is him being attacked and put 1 mask.
Right.
Yeah, and when the mask
did he put the mask on himself, or did they
No.
put the mask on him? They put
the mask on him. So once the mask was on, that's when his conscience goes off.
Okay. As the spell fades and Sarah sort of backs out, I don't know if it'll work, but I'm going to try and telepathically connect to him to say, it's okay, we're trying to help.
Yeah. I would say make me a wisdom saving throw.
Oh, sure.
It was still a nice thing you did.
That was a 12 on the dice, but it's a 13.
13. Okay, this is what's going to happen. You are connected. Do you lose the connection with Navri?
Yes.
Okay, and I'm guessing all of this happens while you are at the journey, right? So
Yeah,
it's not,
my mage hand would have stopped though, because I had to concentrate on detect thoughts.
but it's not that you waited to be on the other side. It's just you are using the time of travel.
Yeah. Because I got distracted from looking for shadow creatures to, oh, sure, I'll probe into your mind.
Could you please take 9 psychic damage, please?
Ow. I mean, sure, but ow.
And you are you see yourself in the room of Mr. Kasel, and Mr. Kasel sort of working on a bench, and he notices you. They notices you, and they look at you like a little bit strange, like, what is going on? What is happening?
Hello.
And you can see that they are working on maybe a watch, but they are missing a piece, and that is troubling them. So probably not being able to finish a piece of work is one of their worst nightmares. So that's the thing that is tormenting them right now.
Right. Am I just sort of stuck in this? But do I just get the sense of like, this is where I am now? I'm not on a boat anymore. I'm just here. Oh, okay. Ah, interesting. I seem to have got lost somehow. I think I took a funny turn in your mind. Hello, I'm Sarah.
Hi, Sarah.
How are you?
I just can't find the fucking piece of this. And they go back to their work.
Who is it for?
I don't remember. They take a book. Client, 605. Lady, client 605. Lady. They put the book back. And they keep working on it.
Well, if you can't really remember, then can it be that important?
And they stop and they look at you strangely and they say, someone before appointing the same thing to me, that sometimes I get obsessed with my work. And wait there. On the boat, you see how Sarah just sort of falls prone, just like, fuck. She's still in the boat. Anything?
Yes, I immediately go over and do a medicine check. Much as you can on an auto gnome.
I don't know if you have training on robot gnomes.
I don't, but I want to try.
Yes.
I saved her once, god damn it. Possibly, maybe.
Go for it.
Or at least I think I did.
You turned up just as, tentacles happened.
It was more of a coincidence, but Winnow is pretty sure that they were the saving grace. So I want to try and see what's going on.
Please.
What should I?
Medicine. I would say an Arcana check.
Arcana.
Yeah.
Oh no. Oh no. That's a dirty one.
Dirty one. You know nothing, but you're really worried, and that's genuine. That's friendship. What it's about.
Oh no. I have no idea. Sarah. And this goes on, and it's just kind of tapping.
The others, I know you're still rowing, but anything?
Yeah.
I would worry about Sarah losing consciousness.
So my understanding was that Sarah literally looked over at Mr. Kasel and was just creepy robot doll staring at him for some time. Totally normal, no judgment. But I
did communicate that this is what I can see. A little bit.
Perfect. So I think Lazar would certainly have picked up on have an idea of kind of what was going on. So he would definitely rush over and try to see how responsive she was, but also make sure that she is herself, if get her woken up, but B, when she is woken up, was there any touch of something else happening? So
you can see
also be rushing over.
There's no tentacles, which is good. But when she received the psychic damage, it's not super exposed, the light of her core, but the light of the core, if you pay attention, is dimming, meaning that she is receiving some damage.
Do we still have a health potion? Did we end up using it?
I don't think anyone else used it, so she's carrying it.
I think Lazar would just pop it open and dump it on Sarah's face. Is there a mouth situation? I don't know how robots work in your specific situation.
I don't think any of us do.
No, it's just kind of a drizzle, like a nice balsamic vinegar.
Oil massage
exactly.
into the face.
Some of it gets in Sarah's mouth.
Would it be the case because Sarah hasn't got one of those, hasn't got a mouth? Would it be a case of is there a way that she would normally open her face up and then down the hole that leads to the core area? Would that work, Lazar? I'm not 100% sure.
You've seen where she's unclipped her face before when she did that to put the mask on.
I would like to imagine that this is like a washing machine where there is a small door or compartment where you put the different kind of liquids, and then you close it and you let the washing machine deal with it. So there's something similar around the jaw or something like that. There is a
fabric softener goes in the left ear.
There are symbols there that nobody knows what they mean.
Yes.
Open the face mask, it creaks a little bit. I think she needs a little bit of WD-40 once this is done.
What is mine, by the way? Okay, so could you please roll the potion?
It's 2d4 plus something, isn't it? What does that look for, Nathan? I'm concerned.
That's a 2 on 2d4. So
plus
4
two,
points
so
of
4.
healing or whatever.
That's fine. Syrah, I'm plenty sure you can finish this connection at any point you want, but as the conversation continues, you feel the psychic pressure again, and you take other 9 points of psychic damage.
Oh God! Well, glad that I got healed. So I get the sense that I can leave.
Yes.
Oh, okay. But he's having a really bad time.
You are making some progress there. It's not therapy, but emergency. First mental health, first aid.
Okay. Well, Sarah is. It's only really reckless when it comes to her family, which includes Winnow now. So I think we'll sort of look at him and be like, I'm sorry, I don't think I can stay here much longer. If I don't think there's anything I could do. I don't know if spells would work even in here. Sorry, I'm just seeing if there was anything that I could get to resemble. Can I make an investigation check or some kind of look around to see if I can see the missing piece before I go? But I'm noping out.
Yeah. So roll me that investigation check.
Okay. That is a 19.
19. So you don't find the piece per se, but as you are scanning the room, you see the picture of Granny. And in the picture, so it's a frame, and you see, let me tell you what you see. Where are you? So you see a younger version of Mr. Kasel, a younger version of Nanny, a pink tiefling, and what I will describe as where is it? The elvish version of Einstein, like scruffy hair. And when you pick up this frame, something falls from the frame, and it's a missing part of the watch.
Okay. Well, now I have to stay.
We have some spell slots left. We'll keep you up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was staring at the photo. The mage hand picks up the missing piece and floats it over to Mr. Kasel. I found your missing piece. How do you know Nanny?
They go back to the watch, and you hear how the engines of the watch start tick, 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 tick. It's working. And he puts it back in his pocket, and the connection is lost. Back into the boat, you can see how the movement of the eyes of Mr. Kasel there's no such movement. So now he's just very, very tired and unconscious and traumatized by life. But good job.
How much? Sorry, Karen. I was just going to say, how much further have we got to get across the lake?
I would say at this point, it's just the very last 10, 15 feet just before you get to the other side.
Okay.
Have I woken up as well?
Yeah, you find yourself prone next to Mr. Kasel.
Winnow is just mid-poke. Sarah!
What are you doing to my face?
I was trying to wake you up. Are you okay?
I'm not sure. It seems Mr. Kasel is more connected to me than I thought.
Oh. It's definitely a good thing that we didn't kill him back there then.
Yes. I am very confused. This is a remarkable coincidence that we should be assigned this case.
I'm not sure I believe in coincidences, but...
Some might call it fate.
The day is breaking, so if you want to move Mr. Kasel around the city, it's going to be... You will need to be more deceptive at this point.
Well, once we're on the lake bank, I would like to cast clairvoyance on Roberts, because Roger's the rat. Swear to God.
Squirrel, just a squirrel.
Or yeah, the squirrel.
That dang squirrel.
That dang squirrel.
So 10 minutes are going to pass, and not much movement will happen between that. But now it's really clear. I mean, anyone around would see you. As you put this sensor into this Mr. Robert Squirrel shop, you see what looks, it's very similar to the scene that you look at, that you saw in Mr. Kasel's room. A mess, something that looks like a battle, but it's not a battle, just messy stuff, and the squirrel on the floor.
Oh no. I think whoever got to Mr. Kasel got to Mr. Squirrel.
Oh. Well, we should go and help him, then.
Yeah, but I'm worried about taking Mr. Kasel back there.
What if it is a trap?
Mm-hmm.
Is the Adventurers Guild conveniently on the way to Mr. Roberts' place?
It's
Could we leave
not
a turtle?
convenient.
No?
Not at all.
Okay.
But yeah, not at all. It's basically on the other side. So you will have to pass first by the shop and then to the guild, or go around directly to the guild.
If need be, I'm happy to escort Mr. Kasel to the guild myself, and you all can go check on the squirrel.
I don't think it's a good idea for us to split up. If it is a trap, then with how knackered we all are, I don't think we're going to get through it. So I think maybe we all go, and if it is a trap, we deal with it.
Did we get, when we signed up, especially like signing Sarah up as a familiar, did we get any sort of official paperwork, official like seal of, I'm working for the Adventurers Guild, I've got a badge? Mm-hmm. We did. It's morning, the edge of a town. I would assume there might be people with horses and carts kicking about.
Yes, that we can commandeer in the name of justice.
Yes, and that is exactly the idea.
Oh,
Absolutely.
I mean, I was just gonna... and
I think that is a wise idea. Convince them with your star power and wiles.
Exactly.
Your cosmic, or what was the word, Nathan?
Astral?
Astral. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Convince them with your astral.
Sarah, was that sarcasm? I can't tell.
Oh, no, this time it was somewhat, but I believe that genuinely Navri is the most likely of us to be able to convince someone.
I mean, sure. How about it?
I think you would do an excellent job as well, Winnow. Don't get me wrong. I just believe that she has a natural privilege because of her celebrity status.
No, you're absolutely right. I'm just star power.
I agree. It is silly.
I did think for a second that you were going to say silver spoon then, but I'm glad that we went a different way.
Also that. You said it, not me.
Remember that there was the circus, so almost at the end of many other entertainments. So because those entertainments have to come into town by carts or using horses, you can easily identify like 2 or 3 big, probably fast food stalls that they have several horses. They're just waking up, trying to deal with the hangover of last night, or just to be really, really tired. And yeah, there is a couple of people around, probably this one big stall of fast food. Yes.
Can I please take off my mask, put it on Mr. Kasel, and sling an arm around my shoulder so that I can do like a little weekend in Bernie's, just like, yeah, he's totally just drunk, aren't you, Kasel?
You may need help because he's unconscious, so 2 people need to be carrying Mr. Kasel. Absolutely.
That's actually an idea that I've just thought of. Do we know that Winnow's a changeling?
No one's asked.
Okay, don't worry then.
As I remove the mask, you can see that I look a bit weird, so...
Very, very pale skin, right?
Yeah, completely black eyes, mouth way too big.
What would be good is if we knew somebody who could disguise themselves as Mr. Kastel, and then they could go into Mr. Roberts' place as bait to see if it is a trap.
Well, see, now that would be absolutely lovely if I wasn't cursed.
What does that mean?
It means I can't change. I haven't been able to this whole time. That's why I didn't do any performances back at the circus. I can't change. I'm cursed.
Oh, you're a change? Oh, sorry. I didn't realize you. I thought somebody
you were
might have
speaking
had.
Rhetorically.
Yeah, sorry. I didn't know that you were a changeling. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It's the first time I've seen you without your mask on. You have a very nice smile.
Thank you.
Um,
It goes like to here.
But also
Like,
imagining that like this is a fantasy world, and like we have seen weirder, perfectly fine, normal people than what Winnow looks like. We're just like, yeah, no, that's normal.
Totally fine.
Yeah.
But as this conversation goes on, I will pull out my disguise kit and just kind of,
Do you have a turtle shell in there?
No, but your armor's big enough.
That's a good point.
Change your armor.
Yeah, okay, right. I'll loosen the straps on my armor so that it's even more loose on me, and I will allow myself to be made up to look like Mr. Kastel as much as possible.
Maybe you can put it the other way around, so like a carapace thing.
Yeah.
Roll me a sleight of hand, please.
Okay. Oh, why couldn't you have stayed on the 19? That's a 6, unfortunately. It's not very good.
It's not really good, but...
The sign that says Mr. Kasel.
Picture this.
Hi, my name is.
We have a changeling who cannot change, an actual turtle with a mask, and somebody who is trying to impersonate a turtle. Nobody will like not think, oh, this is a prank, or oh, these people is having fun. So it's not Halloween yet, but these people think that this is just a joke. So I will say that this time the gods of chaos wanted that 6. Now, yes.
Oh, sorry. I was just going to say I've not actually heard. Oh no, I have heard him speak. I heard him speak in the Dreamscape. How did he sound? What was his accent and voice like?
Really classy, probably even like posh London accent.
All right, because I'm doing, the not so posh London.
Old.
I've not done this for a while. Hello, yes, I'm Mr. Kastel. Yes, hello.
Can I actually help Navri with the disguise check, being so proficient in disguises and also proficient in sleight of hand?
Please.
Cool. Cool. Do you want to roll again, or should I?
Whichever. Who do you want to roll, Allie?
Probably, yeah. Let's go for Winnow another roll. Yes.
Okay. Winnow just comes over and is like, "I'm just gonna, I'll touch it up just a little bit."
So was that me rolling again?
Yeah.
That was 24 then.
At this point, you have had rough times among yourself, but at this point you realize how hell of a good team you are, even if you don't want to, because this is the second time you managed to do this. As you push each other like, no, Mohammed, no. Okay, let's put our difference aside for 1 second. And then Garnot is transformed into Mr. Kasel, helped also by Roger, I think. They put out some sort of things and clothes similar to Mr. Kasel's, and you are slightly taller version of Mr. Kasel's, but if you encurve a little bit, that would be perfect.
You can call me Gastelnot. No? Okay.
Yes.
Sorry. Yes, let us carry on to the Mr. Squirrel's place, and we shall see if this is a trap, shall we?
Do you still want to use the horses, or do you just want to walk through? Now it's much easier that you have the whole show.
Obviously, we have my star power. We should definitely use it. But obviously I can't go ask for myself. But of course, this is where Lazar would come in, because, he would go ask on my behalf for one of these cards.
So when you say, I'm going to use my, you mean I'm going to use my my manager?
Entourage?
Yeah, my manager. Absolutely. Yeah. Come on. I'm not Reshimmer.
Lazar would, of course, go up to the nearest cart, preferably one with a lot of hay or something in it, and just very casually say, excuse me. Could we have some very important business, which I don't want to get too into, but it's a certain VIP individual who's visiting. Could we just very quickly, we have some things, some large leathery luggage that we must carry. Can we just borrow your cart for just a little bit? And hopefully it's someone who's like, oh yeah, no, I just unloaded all of my stuff. All good.
You have this town girl, and behind her there is two little kids. They are like half orcs. They're like, Momsy, I think it's her. It's her. On the other side, the other children is like, yes. Ask for an autograph. And this town lady goes like, is that Navri Shimmer? Like the Navri Shimmer?
I'm not really at liberty to say, safety purposes. But I have heard that Navri Shimmer is in town, and that would be pretty cool if that was Navri Shimmer.
And she goes like, I got you. And then the kids bring like those massive parsnips. They're like probably this size, like 3 feet, and a piece of charcoal, and they offer it to you.
Sorry, 3
no,
long parsnips?
No, we want your cart. We don't need a snack or anything.
No,
like
for the
no
autograph.
Vegetables.
No, for the autograph. Please, sign my parsnip.
Does it have to be, is it specific you want the parsnip? We have other things.
Just sign the parsnip.
But
you can see how the lady is a little bit like cross arms, like, do you want the card or not? Well, you haven't asked for the card, but like, I can borrow you my card, but you have to sign those parsnips.
All right, and he turns around and tells everyone, I have secured us at very little cost the use of this cart. Navri, can I borrow you just for a second? We have a couple of things to discuss.
Of course.
And explains what must be done, what unholy work to secure this cart, which is signing these turnips. Parsnips, whatever they were.
They don't want it on paper.
I said I know. I don't. It's because we are not in the city. The country people, they want different things. I don't know.
Oh, okay. Sure. Who am I to judge? Of course.
You are Navri Shimmer to judge.
Well,
you do.
yes,
this is what you should be doing.
Yes. Well, true.
Cards.
Of course. Yes. So I'll take the charcoal and Lazar holding the giant parsnip. I'll just go and give my very, very loopy, extravagant signature, which Winnow probably would detest should they notice it. But, giant parsnip requires a giant signature. Like, you can't half-ass a 3-foot parsnip signature, right? It would just be so wrong. So big, loopy, very, very detailed. And then I'll set the charcoal on top of the parsnip, and there we have it.
As you retrieve the items to this family, the kids are just like, these eyes this big, and they're like, Mom, are you gonna make soup with this? And they walk into the house or like tent, and the lady goes like, yeah, you can take the card, just bring it back. And they get into this town, and who knows what they're gonna do with parsnips.
I don't want to be here anymore. This place sucks.
You, I'm guessing, using all your resources at hand, put Mr. Kasel with the mask on the cart and start making your way to the Silken Midnight. At your arrival, yes.
While that conversation's happening, can we just say that I've cast Mending on myself a few times because my health is real low.
Yeah, you're gonna have enough time.
Cool.
So you can see how Sierra is like removing some scratches from her body.
Just have to figure out how to roll my hit die on this. Go ahead, that's fine.
So you approach to the shop, and you can see the door is slightly open. These 2 big windows, or like displays on each side of the shop, are broken, so you can see the shards of glass. There is, of course, a back entrance, so that is through an alley, which the car might not fit. So if you are right now in front of the shop, you can either go straight ahead to the door or take Mr. Kasel to the back door. It's up to you.
I think that it might be wise that I, Mr. Kastel, the turtle, go in the front door and investigate what's going on. If one of my saviors would like to stay with the cart while I go in and somebody go round to the back alleyway, I think that would be a good idea. Does everybody agree?
I don't think that you should go in the front alone. But yeah, I think that, having somebody with you, having somebody stay with the cart, and then having 1 or 2 people go around the back is probably not the worst idea.
I will come with you in the front.
Thank you very much. Yes. And I'll lean into Winnow and go, this bloody accent is really hard to keep up.
You're doing a marvelous job.
Thank you.
Just gonna, before they leave, tilt my head and Winnow, you hear, keep in touch if you run into trouble, yes? In your head.
Of course. And you do the same, please.
Will do.
So what's the marching order? Mr. Kasel at the front? Well, Garnot at the front?
Yeah. Myself and Winnow going in the front door. Who would like to stay with the cart?
I think Lazar would go with you guys, but like a couple paces behind, where like would be right outside the door, kind of pressed up against it, but would be with you guys to just in case.
Was the option of just staying with the cart or going in like the other
going around the back? Yeah. I think we kind of need to like have a couple different parties. So I'll leave it up to you. Would you rather stay with the cart or would you rather go around the back?
I think it might be wise. I hopefully can be small and sneaky if I try and sneak in, whereas although are you going to be okay on your own if you get swamped by all of your thousands and thousands of fans?
Yeah, I'll dig through the bags and stuff, and I'll grab like a giant piece of fabric and I'll just wrap it around my head and my horns, and I'm like, this usually works to kind of keep people at bay just a little bit, so I think I'll be okay.
A mere piece of fabric could not dull your sparkle, Navri, but sure thing.
I'm going to take my shield, sheath my short sword and sort of put it within my shield, and then I'm going to hand that to Winnow, just to keep up appearances. If you wouldn't mind holding onto that, if we do need it, I can grab it off of you, if that's okay.
This is quite heavy. How do you carry this?
I have no idea. I'm very weak.
I know. That's why I ask.
That's actually why Garnet is really weak, is because he spends so much energy all the time hauling it around that he just doesn't have the energy left to do anything else.
Yes. So you enter, and the first thing that you notice is Mr. Squirrel on the floor.
Oh, Mr. Squirrel, are you okay? Have you drunk too much tea? Let me come and check you over. My compatriot here, Winnow, is good at medicine. Maybe she can check you over. And I'm just looking around to see if there's anybody else in the room.
They can check you over, sorry.
No one in the room, but also you notice as Anna brought this investigation that you remember that there was like a system of cords and levers to control whatever was happening in the kitchen with the other squirrels, and they are all broken. So, this place is a mess, and Mr. Kasel does not reply to you. I mean, from your position, they are still unconscious.
I would like to hold up a hand, just kind of to listen for a moment.
Mm-hmm.
Is there any sound to be heard in this place at all?
No, no, but you can hear the sounds on the street. So this place is super quiet. But it's not surprised because it's really early, but there is not either guards like, oh, what happened here? But it's still really early, so probably nobody has reported anything.
I think that we might be alone.
Sounds good. Should we see if Mr. Squirrel is okay?
Yeah, let's check him over.
Yeah.
I could not say that word in an accent.
I go to bend over to roll them over, realise that the armour, even though it's been loosened a bit, and all the stuff's been shoved inside of it, sort of restricts me from bending over a bit. Widow, would you mind, please? I can't quite touch my toes.
Seeing that Mr. Squirrel is so small, I literally just take a boot and...
Does he have a mask on by chance?
A tiny little squirrel mask.
No, there is no mask.
Can I give him a check over, see if it's anything supernatural?
So you want to investigate the body?
Oh, is it a body rather than...
No, I mean, his...
Okay, is he alive?
Yes, but very unconscious. Very unconscious.
Very unconscious. Oh no, not just a little bit unconscious.
Very unconscious, yes.
Okay, I'll do a medicine check for it, see if I can find the cause, or if like he'll wake up if I just kind of poke a lot.
Yeah, probably don't poke it because they might have some broken ribs. Probably someone just kicked him.
Oh dear, I feel insensitive having just tossed him over with my boot now.
While Winow's doing the medicine check, can I look at his eyes to see if they're doing the same movements that Mr. Castells was doing when we first saw him?
I got a 23 on medicine.
So he's gonna make it. He's fine. No mental damage, no brain damage. So this is just physical. It was only physical damage to him.
He's going to be okay. Maybe Roger could look after him in your armor if there's room.
That's a good idea. I mean, there's plenty. Do you mean in my shell?
Yes.
Yes, in my shell. My
In
shell,
your
which
shell.
I am wearing.
Well, you're not wearing it because it's part of your body.
It's part of my body.
Lazar leans in the window, just
pick Mr. Squirrel up and be nice. I'm not talking to my shell. Put him in there, nestle him in a little bit. Roger's wearing the surgeon's outfit.
Okay, let's have a look around, see if we can find out who did this, and then I guess go to the Adventurers Guild.
Yes.
Yeah. In Sarah,
What's happening in the front door? Is anyone going in the back? Yes.
I was gonna link up to Sarah and just be like, I think we're alone. You can come in. We're going to do an investigate.
Noted. I will go in.
As you go through the alley, you can see some probably papers that might have gone through the window with the air and then just back into the alley. There's nothing like a sign of an attack of violence in the alley. And then you make it to the back door, and the back door is also open. But yeah, there is no one inside. So if you make it to this place, you see a kitchen, a scale to squirrel kitchen, but there is several of them. Like if there was an army of squirrels, each one working on their own kitchen. And so there is on the other wall, there is rooms and little bunker beds for them. There is one specific that looks really luxurious. Maybe that was for Robert the Squirrel. And there is something that calls immediate your attention, which is a cup, which is the same design as the one that you took from the Sears. And it's just there on the floor.
Interesting. I will pick it up and say telepathically to Winnow, does he look as if he is having some kind of vision in his unconscious state? Maybe like we had when we drank the tea.
Are his eyes going?
Not as fast as Mr. Kasel. So Mr. Kasel was like something was torturing him. But this one is, probably.
Well, he's been beaten to a pulp, but he also does seem to be experiencing something. So maybe?
There is one of the cups here, like from the Sears.
Oh.
I will continue to have a look around the kitchen. I guess, did the Medusas, I don't know how they manifest in D&D. Did they have feet or did they have snake tails?
No, they have tails.
Just snake
these
tails.
ones have tails, but the Medusa race, I think in the player's book, they have it.
Okay.
From Ravnica, I think they have it.
Fair enough. But these ones have tails. Is there any... so the other squirrels that were not Mr. Roberts, any sign of them?
No. Pretty gone.
But it doesn't look like they were hurt necessarily. They're just...
Yeah, no, there is no blood or anything here.
Great. That's a relief. And is there a convenient snake tail trail through flour to show us which way they went?
All these dirt roads and...
Yeah.
So there is no such thing as a trail of a snake tail, but you can see that there was like that when the squirrels left, they were in the middle of preparing more tea.
Does it look like the same tea that is the hallucinogenic tea? Or does it look like regular tea?
Who knows? But if you look really, really close to those really tiny kitchens, there is a recipe on the worktops of this thing. And it says Divergent Dream Potion and the ingredients.
The sneaky little bastards. Squirrels, can't trust them.
Can't trust them. I told you, episode 1.
Well, to Winnow, I've discovered more.
Huh?
I know you said not to trust squirrels. Do you think it's possible that multiple squirrels could form in clothes and pretend to be a Medusa?
Oh my god, I think you've cracked it.
I think they're definitely involved somehow. I might not be entirely on the right track here, but I'll keep working on the theory.
They would struggle with the whole snakes as hair and the tail thing, but it's worth keeping in mind. You never know what they're capable of.
If I go through the kitchen, does the door open onto the room that Garnet and Winnow in?
You go there, you will find Garnet, Mr. Squirrel, Winnow, Navri, and maybe you can see through the window Lazar.
No, Navri didn't go in. Navri stayed with the car.
Oh, yes, that's true.
Yeah.
Yes. Which brings me outside. What are you doing?
I am actually kind of like scanning like the rooftops, alleyways, because what I'm looking for is somebody who's watching for us or watching in the building.
Yeah. There is no one doing so, but the people is starting like, oh, what would have happened? And not like gathering, but you can feel the signs of like something happened here. And then these people is just like walking in.
Got it. So no hooded figures or anything kind of peeking out.
No. And it's very clear at this point of the day. So there's no one looking at you.
Got it. When we were in Mr. Kasel's room, there were like little trails of blood or whatever, just kind of like leading off. Is there anything like that leading out of this?
I see. No, which means that there was no such thing as a fight. So they just came and abused, or they just they didn't even. It wasn't even a fight. And once they were unconscious, or probably they found him unconscious, they just went to like looking for something and left.
Okay. I mean, I'll hop off the cart, and Lazar's still outside, so I'll go over and I'll relay this information to him. I don't know if that makes it any better or worse, but there's nothing to find out here.
Lazar, something that you hear is that somebody like from the cleaning service of the city is like, excuse me, do you mind moving your car? We have to clean the streets for the parade.
Did we know about a parade?
Yeah, it's just the regent doing his thing for his birthday.
Got. Oh, right, of course. Lazar would like kind of nod to Navri of like, you can go inside, and then he would be like, oh yes, of course, and he would like shut the door, either if Navri goes in or not, whichever, but would like just like close the door behind him, and then would move, try to like maybe pull the cart around the alleyway or something, like around the back where Sarah is, but would like quickly. Lazar knows that this is the way you get caught. Where you don't want to be is being conspicuous. So he's like, yep, I will move this cart right now.
Yep. So as that happens, I would say, what do you want to do in terms of, do you want to further investigate this room, or do you want to go to the guild? you want to see the parade? Do you want to? There's still a couple of books I think that we have investigate. How do you want to solve this mystery? I mean, this is not such mystery now because you have retrieved Mr. Kasel. All you need to do is bring back to the squirrel and say, here it is, reunite the friends and cash those checks.
So the first thing would be, does anybody have any healing magic that they could use to revive Mr. Squirrel? If not, Sarah, I know you have the ability to connect psychically with people. Would you be able to connect with him and see if he has any memory of who exactly it was that attacked him?
I can try. But I was going to say, can I have a look around the kitchen to see if they had any healing potions just hanging around?
Not human-sized healing potions.
That's all we need is a squirrel-sized one.
I was gonna say I do have. I'm sitting on like the last couple spell slots in case we needed them, so I can cast like a 2nd level healing word on him.
As you heal Robert the squirrel, you hear sort of coming back to consciousness, but he's very tired and the pain in the ribs that are broken, just like he cannot speak clearly, but he's stable now. I don't know if you want to interrogate him or take somewhere else. I mean, the thing is, at some point the guard will come to investigate what happened here. Yeah. And he was really explicit not to give Mr. Kasel to the guards.
I mean, luckily Mr. Kasel is in the cart. The real Mr. Kasel is still in the cart that Lazar is with. So if the guards do show up, all they'll see is Garnot, who is definitely not Mr. Kasel, but just is pretending. So it's fine. But yeah, I mean, if once he's conscious, would absolutely want to say, oh my God, like what, are you okay? How are you feeling? And then follow up, what happened?
So there is only sort of words. There's no sentences. There's just like words like the mask came.
If it's looking like it's difficult for him to talk, I will connect to him telepathically. Try this way instead.
And do you feel a little pain, or like it's not pain, it's just painful, it's just mental tiredness at this point. They communicate that he was having a good time with one of his suppliers. They brought this really nice tea that he's been told it's capable of give you visions of the future or so more of a what if potion.
We are familiar with it.
Did the seers give you some?
Yes, we went to speak to them in our investigations to find Mr. Kasel. We have found him. He is still unconscious, but is alive.
Hello, I am Mr. Kastel.
And then the body is like, ugh. But then the mind is like, great, that's good. We need to take them away. Did you retrieve the item?
No, we've not discovered where it had gone.
The mask came for it.
Yes, we have found 4 of those that were possessed by the masks. There are still 2 at large. Do you know where they might be?
No, I was tripping.
What do you know of the masks?
Well, that's a really good question. I guess he doesn't know anything. He just knows that
they exist.
2 people with masks came.
I don't know if this is how it works, Ali. We've tried healing Mr. Kasel, right? Well,
Yeah.
And they've just stayed unconscious.
You try before getting into his mind, not
Right.
after you took it out of the thing.
But Navri has just used her last spell slot to.
No, I still have 1 third level from leveling up. I have 1 third level healing word I can use on Mr. Kasel if we can.
If you'd rather hold on to it just to be on the safe side.
You hear from outside, Lazar. You hear yell. I hope everything in there is going really good. And he will cast healing word from through a window, and but doing it in a way that's very sly.
Yes.
On Mr. Kasel, right? Yeah. Who we've all left in the alleyway?
Lazar is with
on the squirrel.
Yeah.
Oh no, we want it.
No, we need healing.
We need it on Mr. Kasel.
Mr. Kasel.
Oh, then great.
But then Mr. Kasel is out of the building.
Which is where I am. So.
With Lazar, not by himself, not by themselves.
But I think that the idea was here, like having a conversation now, everybody together, right?
No, I misunderstood what the ask was. But
that's fine. The solution to this is, if we think that the guards are going to be along shortly, then Mr. Robert, I mean, our names, then Mr. Robert, let us continue this conversation in transit. Would you hop on my shoulder?
I'd rather you taking me.
Yeah, okay. We'll lift and kind of flomp him over my shoulder. We should find somewhere that is away from the parade route and away from where the guards are going to sniff around to continue this conversation.
The guild should be safe.
Then let us proceed there.
As you make your way to the guild, it's very early, so there will be a lot of people sleeping on the tables after a long night of party. So it's not difficult, not to sneak in, but just to avoid any sort of questions. But there is these people in the front desk, like, I've been here since 6 a.m. and I cannot believe these people has not yet put into some kind of activity. How can I help?
I know we're trying to sneak in, but if I see that these people are being so inefficient and lazy and not doing their jobs, we'll start to be like, excuse me, this is not how a proper bureaucracy should be run.
I know, right? They should be all fired right now.
Come along, people, you have jobs to do.
People pay no attention to you.
Would you like some help?
But these people, so there is this staff in the front desk, just as upset as you are.
You know what? I believe they need motivation, but now might not be the best time. We have an issue. Can we use one of your rooms, please?
Absolutely. What is your employee number? And this is a computer for now, but they ask for your employee number.
I give an employee number because I think Sarah only has a familiar number.
And they handed you a key for one of the meeting rooms, which is end of the corridor to the left.
Okay, we will also require assistance transporting our friend, as unless your corridors are wide enough to fit a cart.
Oh. I'm gonna have a deposit on your account, and if everything goes well, I will give you back. And they give you sort of a trolley that it seems really improvised, like for putting kitchen goods and food, kitchen supplies into the kitchen. You can use this, darling. If you break it, you pay it.
I think if we break it, it suggests that you are not well equipped enough for the kind of demands that your clients are needing.
And they slightly push it back.
Sarah, we will, if this goes badly, we will lodge a formal complaint later. Time is of the essence.
This is just so badly run.
It is so badly run. I don't know why I joined. Thank you for your help. We will take that cart. Why am I a robot now? I'm just...
My influence is spreading.
Yeah, so you manage to put Mr. Kasel into this sort of trolley, take it to the meeting room. The meeting room is just tables and benches. You pass by more other meeting rooms that might be slightly open, and you can see that people has been using those meeting rooms as private rooms for poker and gambling, etc. You are safe in this room. You close the door.
I take off the disguise. Oh, that bloody accent was horrible. Oh, glad I don't have to put that anymore. Strap the armor back up a little bit. It's still a bit too big. Oh no, I don't have Mr. Robert in my armor anymore. That's good. I didn't accidentally crush him when I pulled the armor back up. That's good. Oh.
Garnot, where did you come from?
I know, it's like an expert at these sorts of things. Don't ever ask me to do that again.
Are you confused? He was here the entire time. His disguise was not...
Yes, I was playing along to be encouraging because he did such a good job.
I think
it was an excellent disguise.
Yeah, it was like a #S situation.
Yes, I apologize.
You no need to apologise. It's perfectly fine.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lazar
would, like it goes over, it says a quick healing prayer.
Oh, nice. Is that a different spell than healing word?
No, healing word. It was I just said it in a fun way.
Aura of vitality. No, yes.
That's all.
Yes. Mr. Kasel, again, has this. He sounds in distress, but the fact that now he's sort of one eye open and looking at you like, who the hell are you and where am I?
Hello. We've already met. I told you we were here to help you.
And for a second, just the eyes wide open. You were in my mind.
Yes.
And they just sort of recline, and they keep talking, but not looking into your eyes. They're just like really, really tired. The same as Robert.
It is not nap time. It is time for you to talk.
They still lying, but they will reply to your questions. This is the guild, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I recognize those ceilings. They are horrible. Now, yeah. So the masks, right?
Yes, they are concerning.
Very concerning.
Do you have any clearer memory now as to what happened to the other two? I believe you saw a rhinoceros and a horse.
The last thing I remember is these people coming to my place, and I couldn't understand what they were saying, but they were looking for something. And they put that box out and made me use one of the masks. That's all I remember.
Were they wearing the masks when they forced you already?
Yes.
So you did not see their faces?
Mm-hmm.
Did you... Forgive me, this may sound like an odd question. Do you remember much from when you were wearing the mask?
I don't really remember anything. I just remember being in that room for a long time, trying to fix that fucking watch.
No sensations of being connected to the rest of them, or any wider purpose while you were wearing it?
Not really, but I know some of them I saw some stuff that they took with them before one of them put the mask on. Was a map of the region.
Okay. If anyone else has any questions they would like to ask, I was going to ask about the rings, but if anyone had any other questions about the masks, maybe we should do that first.
I have a map of the region. Is that the map you're speaking about?
No, it was more of how rivers are connected with underwater rivers and the lake.
As a mode of transportation?
It's, he paused for a second, says, I wouldn't be surprised, but non-normal individual would do that.
Well,
Why travel underground when you can travel? I guess if you want to be hidden, but you need to keep your breath for a long while.
Possessed tentacle people that a certain friend of ours, lonely person, didn't want them to be in contact with. They might have been in the water the first time that we crossed the lake, and they may have gone to the capital city. The other two masks.
I think you might be right. The Adventurers Guild, Winnow, this is only the second time I've been here, but it strikes me as the kind of place that might have maps of the city, no?
Ali?
It might be worth asking if anyone around here also has a map of the underground river routes, so we could see which direction they might have been heading.
Yeah, probably you can ask that in the front desk, and they will put it in your tab.
Yeah, I believe we can request that.
As that happens, anyone else, any other question, or we just
I have a question, but it's not related to...
Yes.
Tell me about Gonoros.
Yeah, Gonoros is one of my suppliers, or was one of my suppliers of magic ink. I usually, that's a good that I often trade, but they were taken down, they were killed by a creature, by a bigger power, let's say. I heard the name was the Heretic Secrecy, or that's what this creature is being called. And now this otherworldly creature owns every single tattoo that this artist has ever done.
Every single one?
Yes. I need to contact some people.
Yeah, me included. And you have no idea who this entity might be.
Sorry.
Winnow, it sounds like your tattoo is connected to you in the way that my magic is connected to me. Perhaps the Lonely One will know. I could always ask them.
There is always means to remove tattoos, but at this point, I don't know the mechanics of these creatures' magic. I never heard of it, to be honest. But this is just like a nickname.
And would you say this happened in the past week or so?
Yes, that was a message that I received.
Oh, no. Okay. Thank you. They're dead. Yes, Sarah, we may need to contact someone. This isn't pressing for this situation right now, so maps, yes, all good. But later we are going to need to have a chat.
A cup of tea to calm you down.
I would like some tea to calm me down, yeah?
I think Nat feels really mean, but I think Sarah will look at Garnet as the person who is usually like expected to run around and do things for Navri.
You want some tea? Right, hang on a minute. Taps on his armor. Looks at you for a minute. You just see some steam come out from under the armor. Bowl's ready. Thank you, Roger. And I'll just hand the tea over to Winnow.
Thank you, Roger.
I actually have a question for you, Mr. Kasel. You were the one that stole the stuff from the item itself from Baldur's Gate / Candlekeep. Is that correct?
I didn't steal anything. I just acquired.
Okay. Well, when you were in said library that's marked on the map, you didn't happen to see a large tree with a crack in the middle at all, did you?
tree in the middle of a room.
Yeah,
I mean,
there are some places that have trees in the middle of rooms.
I unfortunately didn't. What was your name again? Sorry.
It's
by the way, who are all of you?
Oh, sorry. My name's Garnot.
I'm not going to introduce myself because they should already know who I am, or Lazar will introduce me. But
so when you say Garnot, are you somehow related to Ondalnot, the rat?
I don't think so. I could be. I don't know my parentage.
Like with a double T at the end, right?
Yes.
Well, I've seen a genealogic family tree with that kind of name.
Oh, was that in that library?
Yeah, but it wasn't of my interest.
So that's what the tree was, a symbol, not an actual physical thing. Okay, that answers a lot of questions for me. Thank you very much.
Yeah, do you know how to get in, right?
No. Is there a special way? Do I have to knock 3 times, spin around, and knock on the floor or something?
The entrance, as he gives a glance, probably a corner of the map is showing somewhere. Is like, well, I see you have the map.
Yeah.
The entrance is through Candlekeep. And in order to get into Candlekeep, you need to bring one piece of writing, let's say a poem or something out of your creativity. Otherwise, you won't be able to get in.
Okay, that's fine. Navri, I'm going to have a favour to ask of you once all of this is done. I won't do it now, but I'll ask it in a little bit. I think I might have somewhere to go after all of this.
sure, I think we can probably change the tour dates around.
Any other question for Mr. Kasel?
Did Mr. Kasel, and maybe I just missed it, did he say what the other masks look like? Like when they captured him?
So the people got into the cave with the mask already, so didn't notice the faces. And the last thing he noticed before the mask was put on him was somebody took the map of the underground rivers.
Right. I mean, what were the masks that the people who captured him? What were they?
Rhino.
Yeah.
Okay.
That was one of the things that Sarah saw and would have told you all as well.
Okay, cool.
I actually, since we have not ourselves looked into it yet, I'm actually gonna grab the music box and ask Mr. Kasel about it, because again, we haven't done anything with it, and it's the only real thing that, aside from the map, that we took out of his room before it was flooded.
So this box, these creatures were carrying this music box. They seem that the music box reacted to the language, whatever they were talking. I can see you managed to open it, but the first time I saw it open it was with one mask inside, and they put it on me.
When you say they reacted to it, in what way?
It opened at their command.
Oh, I see.
So if, Sarah, you were to speak the words on the box, that makes sense that would be how we would open it.
We'll just turn around and say, the silent despair. The box.
I'm not sure if the box is off. I think it's open at this point, so it would close. And if you repeat, it will just open.
Okay. Creepy. Great.
And I'm
Mystery
assuming
solved.
You have put 3 masks inside, right?
Were we carrying the masks in the box?
No, I've got 3 of them in my armor.
Yeah.
The other one.
Yeah. but I mean, that's a safe place to store them, especially if Sarah's the only one who can open it.
I concur.
I mean, well, Sarah and the other masked people, whatever, it's fine.
It would probably be wise to keep one of them separate, just in case they were to get hold of the box again, so they did not get the full set. But also, as I previously said, they are quite useful for being able to see if anyone was infected or not.
Is that something that we've established that all of us can do, or is that only something that you can do with the mask? I'm going to pull one of the masks out and hold it to my face to see if I can see anybody's infected.
It works with you just like that magic sensor. Yeah.
I mean, it makes sense if you're the one that's going to be looking for these masks, unless you want us to come with you, Sarah. It would make sense for you to keep a mask on you, on yourself, and then the rest of them go in the music box.
I concur. Would you not be helping us all out on this mission?
Oh, yes, I just didn't know if you wanted us to take along or not, that was all.
Well, the rest of you are the rest of the experts in this case, so it makes sense.
I'm tagging along whether you like it or not.
I imagine that at this point we know round for the map, and we know it's back with the map.
Whether you like it or not.
I like that idea.
I would also like to ask, Mr. Kasel, you had been, alongside acquiring the music box, there was the other item that you acquired, this portion of a ring, correct? Where is that now?
I don't know.
You don't know? Is he telling the truth?
Mm-hmm. Roll for insight check.
Okay, well, my insight is not great. That is a 10.
He's not a good liar, but yeah, he's not telling you the truth.
Right. We'll take a step closer to him. Mr. Kasel, this is very important that you tell us the truth at this time. I don't care what the ring is, but we need to know where it is.
Mr. Kasel crutches the hands and he says, the other one like you came for it.
Like a warforged?
Mm-hmm.
So the vision I had was not just a possibility, but was actually true. Who were they? When did they take it?
Just after I found it. It didn't take long for them to find me. I was not even yet in the city, and they got me in the road, and they took it away. I actually was hiding from the regent because, I mean, I got the item, but I didn't deliver it to him. So he might be a little bit upset. And looks at Mr. Squirrel. I'm sorry, probably this is all my bad.
How do you know Nanny?
He blushes a little bit. We met when we were young, and I was deeply in love with her. But yeah, she happened. We
She
were
has another
just
family.
like. Sorry?
She has another family.
I don't know. We just fall apart after you. We went into this adventure and we fought this thing, and we thought we could create something really magical out of it. We fought this aberration, and we took their heart, or we put their heart into physical containers. we tried to make 4, but I wasn't able to do it. So I grew up envious of them and I left.
There is a 4th shard as well.
No, I couldn't make mine.
So you are also responsible for making me.
I was there when you were created.
I was created for Madeline.
I mean, when your core was created.
I see.
I think the Lonely One rings a bell for you?
Yes, they do.
Yeah.
But why did you leave?
I didn't want to stay and look how powerful the other 3 were. And I was envious, so I said, maybe money will make me happy, but it hasn't.
Why would Nanny have never told me about the others?
I don't know, I didn't speak to her after.
We have been living in Baldur's Gate, a perfectly normal family. Nanny and Mother and Father and Madeline and myself. None of this was ever mentioned before. I was created to protect Madeline.
I don't even know who Madeline is. But
she's a very important little girl.
I'm sure she is. Where is she now?
That is a very good question. Sarah will just sit quietly.
Winnow puts comforting hands on shoulders and just kind of tries to.
Oh. Any more questions for any of our 2?
Did we establish why he was looking into all of these things?
Yes. So
and specifically, did we establish that we also believed him when he was talking about this, like that aspect?
Yes. So I think at this point you are 100% sure that he's being honest. Not at the beginning, but this time he is. And yeah, he was just ordered by the region to bring the item, which probably the region also don't know what the item is for. Now, with the map. So you, after analyzing the map, helping Mr. Kasel to sort of stand up and look at the map, you can see that the lake, the fastest or the shortest route of a underground river is to the capital. So we can assume now that whoever is going to use this as a means of transport is heading to the capital. And a big assumption would be that the other 2 masks are on the way to the capital.
This seems like that's where we all need to go next. The question is, do we attempt to take the same route to get there, or do we head to the capital on the surface?
I think Sarah is a little distracted, so is probably not listening.
First, we should have a moment to collect ourselves and also get paid. We should maybe take a little bit of time to think.
Yeah. Do you know what the actual plan is? But what is there's lots of conversations about we must make sure the masks do not get to the capital. We must make sure that we collect all of them and the rings and all of these different items and things. But what is the actual end game? What's the actual plan? Or is that something I've missed?
No, is that a question to the DM or to Mr. Kasel, or to who are you asking that?
I'm asking everybody in the room, including Mr. Kasel.
Yeah, so Mr. Kasel, they don't know much much about the masks, but he knows that the other two parts, or that the Warforged that is similar to Syrah was also looking for the other two parts. And it takes a while. Probably we can say that you actually had a long rest at this point, and then during this long rest, Mr. Kasel makes some recollections, or even when he's less tired, you are again back into this meeting room, and he tells you that he's not 100% sure, but this is part of the Living Gate. The Living Gate was how one time from the far realm aberrations came into this plane. After a war, the gate was broken and divided into these three pieces. And if somebody's trying to get those pieces, you can do ++2 equals bring back the aberrations.
Then it sounds like, as much as I wish to help prevent this from happening and prevent the masks from being collected, if we think that I am part of this larger plan, I should be nowhere near. I should leave.
Also, you remember that when you were having the conversation with your siblings, one of them was, "Don't come to me," and the other one was, "Get to us."
But in a trustworthy way, in a, no, this is going to be helpful, or in a, yes, come to me, friend.
In a, come to me, friend.
Right. And which one was it the Warforged?
The Warforged was come to me, and the Steel Defender was don't come.
Okay. I'd not asked Mr. Kasel about the pink tiefling. I guess, would that have come up at all? Is the Steel Defender, the pink tiefling Steel Defender?
So if you want to...
Giselle was blue, right, Ali? Just checking.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it was blue, yes. Yeah, so, and this happens long time ago, I guess. Or, well, we don't know the time lapse in this universe, but the pink tiefling, Seraphine was also a really powerful artificer. But I really don't know what happened to them afterwards. I didn't reply to their messages. I never sent a message to them, I have to say. But the Warforged was by itself. Well, I guess that's a more sort of independent being than a Steel Defender.
But was still created by yourself and Nanny and Seraphine?
Yes.
I see. Winnow, what do you think? Do you think it will be safe if I just leave?
I think we don't really know enough about the situation to make that call, to be honest. I guess the question is, do we feel it is time sensitive enough to take a leap and go for it? Or should we try and figure more out while we're here to try and make the best course of action? Because running in head first, you can make some pretty bad mistakes.
We'll look at the rest of you.
Lazar, could you have make some sort of morning ritual with your deity or anything of the sort? Just wondering what kind of relationship you have with your deity. And as well, Navri, now that Mr. Squirrel is sort of recovered, this was a favor that he asked for you, so just...
Yeah, as far as Lazar goes, I think I think, I don't know how direct of a relationship, other than the obvious vision that he views himself having. Like, I think he is more of like, my God has intentions and thoughts and whatnot, and it is up to me to figure out what those are. And sometimes it is unbelievably obvious as to what those are, and other times it is not at all obvious as to what those are. So yeah, he hearing these sorts of discussion, and especially as the words "the living gate" pop up, Lazar immediately is like, is on edge and is very taking this very seriously, and like kind of drifting to the back, like not asking questions, but watching how everyone is reacting and watching all of that kind of information, and would, yes, very much like to pray or consult some star charts, but like for real and not in the fake telling Navri what she should have for lunch kind of way. I mean, which is totally real. Don't worry about it.
So you try to connect, not commune because probably you are not yet that high, but level. You try to connect with your deity, and you have this, it's less than a quarter of a second where everything stops, and you can feel the confidence of being next to the Prince of Stars. I think you did a really good job. I think you should keep an eye on the little one, but I cannot tell you what to do.
I don't know if Lazar says anything. I think again, Lazar just accepts that information, you know, and like knows that it is now up to him to interpret that, you know, and to decide what to do with that information, but is now that is information that he can use. And so just has that moment, like takes a second, tries to check in with himself, tries to just think, has that feeling, and then kind of like steps back into the group and is a little more connected.
Yes, as this connection finishes and you come back to the room, something comes back to your mind, which was the words of the other creature that interrupted or was in your vision, saying that maybe you should not trust your deity's blind eyes. And Navri, any questions for any?
Oh, I mean, Winnow's already kind of made it clear, like just over the course of things, that like they don't really care if I'm here or not. Like, so, I mean, you know, why, unless I'm asked specifically to stay. I mean, I did my favor for Mr. Squirrel, so.
Yes. And they said before the mission that we will get into good terms after that. And he comes to you saying, sorry for putting you through all of this. I know it's been a lot.
Yeah. Have you seen my clothes? They're destroyed.
We can definitely solve that.
Just prestidigitate any soiling.
But
and mend any.
And mend any.
See, I can prestidigitate. I can't mend, so I'm just like, it's in tatters.
But what are you doing now? I think I can get you. I can try. I mean, I'm not really in good terms now with the regent. I guess he will be okay. He's just really spoiled child. I can try to know anything about that. A number with them. I can try to get you a permanent position in one of the clubs here. Are you going on a tour and you need resources? I'm in depth with all of you, bringing back Mr. Kasel.
I mean, I would turn to Lazar at this point, right? My entourage, my spiritual guru. You know, we've been traveling around and performing so many places, but like, should we like, would it be better to take a residency? Should we just keep traveling? What's the right call for us?
Lazar, like, you can tell he like tries to click on his like mysticism, you know, kind of his astral self, and what he delivers isn't quite the same level of theatrically wise as you are used to, and he says kind of very plainly, I think this, whatever we do, the stars have aligned us in this direction, and we would be fools to not pursue, to not continue pulling on these threads, and whatever that means, I think that is what we should do. And we will figure out the tour dates, the appearance fees, the whatnot, once we decide. But I think this feels like the right direction.
This meaning, and I'll like cock my head in Sarah and Winnow's direction. Them?
I wouldn't go that far. More like I will say yes.
I imagine that these conversations keeps going, just trying to make up your minds. But the day is young and the parade is about to happen. So I guess Mr. Kasel and the squirrel encourages you just to enjoy and live on the moment just for now. And after the festivities have gone past and you had a good time in the festival and etc., Mr. Kasel and the squirrel are back into the store and have messages you in terms of whatever you decide, please let us know. And tomorrow morning, if you need anything, it will be to your disposition. I'm guessing you receive all that message while you are together in the same room, but at night. So this is the night of the regent's birthday, and wherever you decide to go now, you will have the means tomorrow morning, provided by Mr. Kasel and the squirrel.
Well, let's see. We can either travel together or travel separate on the same sort of mission. That's up to everybody. I've enjoyed being a part of this little team doing this mission, even if it was really trippy at times, but you're all really nice people. And if we don't end up traveling together on this next stage, then I hope to be able to find you all again at some point. But I'll definitely be keeping a lookout for the masks.
Mr. Squirrel would have made clear to Garnot that Candleskip is opposite direction to the capital or Baldur's Gate, but it's up to Garnot. It's still the choice. Syrah, you are pointed out that they saw the Warforged last time closer to Baldur's Gate than to Esmeltaran. So that's slightly north and north of the capital. So that's also sort of another way. And we know the artist, if you want to have like a lead of where this artist was killed and maybe somebody has more clues about it, is not far from Baldur's Gate, but it's north Baldur's Gate. So you will have to go Baldur's Gate and then to this other little town. And Lazar and Nabre, I think you are more of free of where to go, but those are sort of the directions that you could take. And I think I forgot to say where the capital is. The capital is all the way to the west, close to the coast. very south of Baldur's Gate. So it could be a long journey to go every single point, or maybe it's time to part.
Sarah, what would you like to do?
I don't know. I believe that the people holding the masks heading to the capital should be stopped, but if we believe that the capital is the site of this gate, and there's any chance that I might be a component in reopening it, then I should not go there.
Perhaps we should look a little bit more into your siblings and try and go in the opposite direction. I mean, these three those two are a bit annoying, but they are capable. They
agree.
They did good, and I'll be sure to tell them that before we part ways. But it might be for the best. We don't know what will happen if you get too close. Things go sideways.
I agree. It is confusing that the Warforged is heading in a slightly different direction. Perhaps it would make more sense for us to try and track down either Seraphine, this Seraphine character, and the Still Defender, or maybe try and find Nanny for more answers.
Let's follow that. I may have somewhere to stop off along the way, but we'll find you some answers. You deserve that much.
Your curse. That was on our to-do list first.
Yeah, don't worry. Just whenever we're in the neighborhood, you come first.
Thank you. Navri Shimmer. If our paths don't cross again, if you are not following us, and you happen to run into Madeline, and I will telepathically project an image of this little Baldurian Gate girl. She was a big fan. May you perhaps leave her with a signed portrait, not a parsnip.
I don't carry parsnips to sign. So yeah, no, of course. And I'll kind of like glance over at Lazar after our conversation. I'm kind of about the whole thing.
If it is difficult, I understand, but you are more than welcome to join us if you would prefer.
I'll look at Winnow. And then back at Sarah.
There's like a long-suffering sigh and then a, you would be welcome. You are very capable. I know we don't always see eye to eye, but you will be welcome.
Well, great. Then I guess that's settled. And I'll stand up and kind of start gathering all of our stuff together.
Oh, that was all it took. Okay.
And I'll look at Lazar and I'll just nod and, expect him to start, gathering things as well.
Lazar does not, I think. Lazar kind of sees this conversation go, occur, and he just kind of like nods as it's happening. And I think Lazar looks at you all and says, I do not think I can go with you. I think I must go to the capital.
I agree. Someone capable should.
And he looks like very, like he kind of looks at Sarah and Winnow and says, you have been interesting and also capable to do all of this with. Thank you for protecting all of us. We would not have made it out of there without you. I will, may the moon shine brightly on dark nights for you wherever you go.
That
and
is
then he
statistically unlikely every single night because clouds occur.
I think he means good luck, and good luck to you
that
as
is
well.
why it is a blessing. Yes, thank
Okay.
you. He says to Winnow, like, yes, thank you, exactly. And he like really sheepishly like turns to Garnet and Navri and is like, traveling with you two has been a wonderful, enriching, fun, beautiful distraction. And I mean that in a good way. I go where the stars point me, and I was lucky that they pointed me in the same direction as the both of you for as long as they did. But the stars point me elsewhere, and I have seen too much to hope that someone else will fix it. And so I must go towards and not away.
I grab Lazar by the shoulder, or place my hand on Lazar's shoulder, place my hand on Navri's shoulder, just look at them both and just pull them both in for a massive hug, and just have a massive hug, and then you'll just Winnow and Sarah will just see Roger come out of the top of my armor, or get into the huddle and start hugging as well. I think it might be Navri, if I could be so bold, but I think you would be better off with Lazar. The two of you, seeing the two of you work together, you need each other, it seems, and you're like two sides of a different coin, if that makes sense. Your relationship is similar to what I've seen of Sarah and Winnow's relationship. Lazar is your familiar, as they refer to each other. He shouldn't be alone, and neither should you.
Lazar looks at Garnet very like happily and tenderly, in like a very meaningful kind of way, and he says, I would say no. I would not say no to company, certainly, but I am never alone. I have the stars, I have the moon, and I have the time that we had together. And nothing will change that. It will be with me always. And for once, I will not offer any guidance to either of you about what you should be doing, because it is up to you. For once, I only know what I must do. And that is as far as my sight extends. And it is up to you to decide what direction you go. And whatever direction that is, you will go with the blessings of the heavens and my blessings and my eternal thanks.
Garnet, what are you doing? Where are you going?
I don't know yet. I could go to Candlekeep. I might go there. I might try and track down the masks in the capital. I'm not sure where the winds will, or the moon, or the stars, appointing me yet. I haven't worked that out.
Well, I mean, if Lazard is going to the capital and you don't feel a need not to go to the capital, I mean, we don't have to break the band up, right?
I don't see why not, but we will see. We will see with time.
I'm not ready to lose you two.
Then you shouldn't. Like I said, the situation in the capital needs competent people. You have proven yourselves that. We can handle ourselves.
And you only find people that you really gel with and that are really special to you so many times in life. If you really care about each other as friends, stick around with each other. Don't let our side quests, or our main quests, let's be real, stop you. Go.
But we all gel. All of us gel well together. Does that mean that we should all stick together?
I still think it would be dangerous for me to return to the capital. I say return as if I've been there before. I have not. I still think it would be dangerous for me to head towards the capital. But perhaps we should stay in touch.
I mean, it's dangerous, but so is everything else that we did today, yesterday, the last... I don't know. It's all kind of a blur at this point.
I mean, Navri, in the sense of putting myself in danger is one thing. Putting willing volunteers on a dangerous mission in danger is another thing. If part of me could be part of opening a gate that would let aberrations into the capital, then I should not be there.
The key point there is willing volunteers. We're willing to put ourselves in danger in order to help. That's the point of it.
But there's another point, that if we don't know what will happen if Sarah is at the capital, it might not just be willing volunteers. It could be bigger than that.
That's my point.
Hang on, wait a minute, wait. Roger, have you got them? Roger, find them. Right, and then my head disappears into the armor. Roger! And I pull out 2 stones. These are the sending stones that Mr. Kasel, are these connected to anybody?
Yes, that is from the Blue Emerald House. But where did you find those?
They were in your lair, I think. Well, I was going to give one to Sarah and Winnow and keep one for ourselves so we can keep in contact with each other, but...
Oh, we definitely should have. We knew the name of that group, so we definitely should have spoken to the Adventurers Guild about them and maybe investigated if they had a hideout. I don't think that's in the scope of what we've got time left for, though.
We can mention it on the way out.
So, as this lovely conversation takes, I think you're just trying to convince between it's dangerous or we should keep together, it's dangerous, the whole night, and at some point the day breaks, and you are faced with the uncomfortable situation of the choice of where to go. And outside the guild, there is Mr. Kasel with the squirrel on one shoulder, and there is 2 carts and one horse. The horse is offered to Garnet, and one of the carts is offered to Sarah and Winnow, and the other cart is offered to Nabri and...
What pulls the carts if there's not horses?
Oh, and horses. But,
magic! Magic, Winnow, come on.
I was doing similar. It's like, it probably means that there's horses, but technically I don't know.
Are they astral horses?
No, I would tell you if they were astral horses. They're just regular horses.
Yeah.
And the Mr. Kasel had time to remember that Seraphine really loved emeralds, and she had one that was a blue emerald, which was really rare, and that was one of the items that she cared the most on her belongings. But he really don't know much for what it is. Who are they, or if those are connected to Seraphine. That is to find out. So with the daybreak now, and you sort of making some choices, I'm guessing Sarah and Winnow jump into one cart.
Well, I mean, I'm very conscious of time, Ali, but now that you've dropped that bit of information, if we think that the other team was also sent to look after find Mr. Kasel by the Adventurers Guild, then we'd be investigating that surely first before we leave.
We'll do that and then we'll go.
Yeah.
No, but that is in the same scope. If you are trying to investigate, so you said you will try to track Seraphine.
Yeah.
It's in the same line, isn't it?
Oh, it's not something we could just ask the Adventurers Guild here in Esmeltaran City about.
Their bureaucracy is terrible. Do you think they keep records?
But if they're here, it makes no sense to go elsewhere to ask.
Shall we leave it there? I think just for time, yes. And whether people goes together or apart, that is to see in another game as the camera pans out and we don't know what's going to happen. Thank you very much, everybody. We know we overextended a little bit, but thank you very much for staying with us. Remember, we do all of this with love of our hearts. I will just go through the script before I start crying. Thank you, everyone, for joining us and being part of this madness, high-breaking tragedy, bloodbath that was this game. I'm so happy about it. Thank you very much to my players. Next week, we have a one-shot, which is called Lost and Found. This one-shot uses a new book from Tavern Tales. Find out more on Twitter. If you enjoyed tonight's shows, remember that we run games on Mondays and Tuesdays, 6 p.m. GMT, and you can find all of our shows in the video archive on youtube.com/rolltogetherrpg. All of our shows are streamed at twitch.tv/rolltogetherrpg. And you can also find our content in your favorite podcast. And if you can find us, please let us know and we will make sure it is available. Massive thank you to our D20 Club on Patreon. There will be a link in the chat now. Do enjoy them and join us for £1, $1, $1 gold piece, depending on your currency. Big thank you to our sponsors and supporters. And don't forget, we are all social media as Roll Together RPG. Thanks for watching and we'll see you very soon. Bye.
Bye.